There's a lot of things going on, man. What's up, Callie? What's up? What's up? Hit the like button coming through the door. We live on YouTube. We live here. Hold on a second. What's up? Hold on, y'all. What's going on? What's going on? Testing, testing. What's up with y'all? For more people get in, Bethany Benz come through. Come on, y'all. Trying to get my girl Bethany Benz. What's up, y'all? What's up? Y'all come on YouTube. We got a lot of stuff going on, man. This is crazy. It's been a crazy day today. What's up? What's up, Patricia? What's up? What's up, Laron's? What's up, Instagram? What's up, YouTube? Like, we double dipping. I'm trying to get my girl Bethany Benz on. Been kicking with her tonight, so trying to see if she gonna come on with me. What's up, BK Banger, Harlem's own gangster? What's up, P. Lawrence? Y'all can come either way, but Bethany's gonna probably come on YouTube. We'll have to see. Nene, what's up, Nene? Chris Brown, allegations against Chris Brown, allegations against Nicki Minaj. You know, we don't know how legit these are. You know what I mean? Let me see something here. Let's see if Bethany is gonna come on here. Let's see. What's going on, y'all? All right, what's up? What's up? Y'all keep coming in. Y'all come in. Vulcan, what up? BK Banger, what up? Waiting for my girl. She was answering me all this time. Now she acts like someone answered. All right, hold on. All right, so I'm just gonna send her this email. We're gonna get my girl Bethany on. We're gonna get into some things, man. Bethany on, y'all make sure any we got any OnlyFans folks. Definitely gonna make sure we get Bethany's OnlyFans out there. And we about to get into everything that's been going on. There's CardiB and what you call it things just taking on another level. Another level, man. Taking on another level, guys. And people don't understand. You know what I mean? People don't understand the significance of what is going on. So all YouTubers, you know what I mean, y'all gonna have to understand. All right. Y'all gonna have to understand what's going on. Yeah, Darius, man, that Keisha snippet is dope. You know what I mean? It's definitely fire. Definitely fire. Then another thing, another big story is Kwame Brown going off on Dwayne Wade, and they're like dragging Kwame. They're dragging Kwame Brown now. You know what I mean? So all the love Kwame Brown was getting out here in these YouTube streets that he was getting, dude may not be getting that love no more. For real. What's up, y'all? We over here Instagram. We over on YouTube. So anybody that is on Instagram, what's up, Thornbirds? We over on YouTube. Devices not connected. So I see Bethany trying to get in here, but it's saying her device is not connected. So hold on. I mean, I see her in. They will need to connect their mic and cam. There she goes. There she goes. So we're gonna get my girl in here. My girl Bethany gonna come in the building.
Oh, there you go. I
What's up,
can see
baby?
myself better. Hi. How are
How
you?
are you?
Doing good.
Good, looking good.
Thank you. Feeling good.
That's good. That's good. So what you got going on, man? What's up? I was glad to hear from you. What's I hadn't spoke to you in a minute.
Yeah, everything in life is just different. I'm doing everything I wanted to do with my life as far as a person, spiritual growth, all that. So yeah.
And you got your own thing popping now, but you got your website and all that stuff popping now, right, baby?
Yes, back on mainstream, I did the board thing, it was very good, but I just kinda like, try to do more mainstream things these days. Like, like I want to be Pepsi Cola commercial type person.
You gotta get in. You gotta get in my TV series. I told you. I was telling you about that. I gotta get you in my web series, man.
Yeah, I'm very open to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting
Oh
stuff
my
on
God. I still got like wine spilling. Like, I just came from the hookup lounge. It's Friday night. So,
there. You So it's a big difference. You're on the East Coast now, so it's a big difference as far as
No, I mean, I'm not
custom,
even
right?
from this country, so it don't matter. I don't rep no city in America, so fuck that shit. So don't
You
worry.
don't rep no city in
Nope,
America.
nope, nope. I'm from Ukraine. I grew up Kiev. You know where Kiev is? Ukraine. Kiev.
Mm,
Meaning I don't rock
okay.
nobody because people are like, oh, but she's from Chicago. I'm like, no. I went to high school in Chicago. My parents forced me to go to Chicago. Don't
Right.
rap Chicago. Chicago niggas robbed me. Chicago niggas didn't respect me. They didn't want to
Yeah,
book me.
wait. You got robbed. Tell me about that. You got robbed in Chicago before?
$20,000.
And how did that happen?
Well, basically, I was saving up. Like I'm a model, freelance.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to like, I'm old school. Like I put the save money in the safety deposit box. Besides my real bank accounts. So it's like
Right.
I know that's like the savings money. So when I was ready to move to Miami, I was making a move to Miami because I was like, man, it's too cold in Chicago. I wanted the Miami lifestyle, whatever.
Right.
Okay, so I went to my deposit box, got my 20 grand out, put it in put it in my house, nice and sound that I thought. Went out to host a party for $200, came back and my money was gone.
Oh, so you went to host a party for $200, and you came back and your 20 grand was gone.
Yeah.
So that was the money you were saving up to go to Miami.
That was all my savings. Furniture, new start, new boobs. Well, thank God I didn't get them done. But just the whole new, how you do the fresh start, new
Of course.
furniture, new crib, put some rims on that old bitch, whatever. Like it was that money. So yeah. And I was this is the thing. I had a doorman, and this is the thing. I'm not even gonna say the race card. I'm not saying that,
Right.
but all the doorman in that building was like they're white boys. The man, they've been there for 20 years or older, meaning 60 years old, 80. They have no business robbing me. But that month, they hired this black dude, and he was like in his 20s. I was like, what the fuck? Because a doorman knows when you're leaving out, it don't matter. Even if I go through my garage, he knows when I'm leaving it out. And he was working that night. So I'm like, it's had to be an inside job because no door. It was a apartment building. 12th floor, dude. Like somebody knew what the money was. And this is the thing. I took it out that day. How the fuck they knew? Like, I didn't tell nobody this shit. So it's till this day, it's like a mystery on the fucking ghost channel or whatever.
Oh, so
I have to drink to this one.
so that's not a good lasting memory. So you went to Miami, and how long did you stay in Miami?
Well, after being that broke, I mean, but pretty girl like me don't stay. But no, that really took a big hit. So whoever did that, that was not nice. That really depressed me. And I was pregnant at the time. I lost the baby, whatever. So it was just very depressing. So I just didn't understand. Like, I thought it was a street code. Like, you're not supposed to rob females because I don't, yeah, I'm a bitch.
Right.
Because I'm European. So I'm not a bitch. They just thought I'm a bitch because my morals are different than your morals. Like I can just say, fuck you, Clark, and you'd be like, cool. Like, but somebody else be like, oh, she just really cursed me out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. Like, but I'm like a motherfucker, like just come and say whatever. But in America, you're supposed to just shut the fuck up. I'm like, what's that about? Like, I thought I came here for freedom of speech. So I was that chick. I was that chick that always says what the fuck I want to say. Because I'm like, it's worse. I'm not stabbing you. I'm not shooting you. So what the fuck? If somebody tell me I'm a monkey, I'm not a monkey. So it don't matter.
Oh, that doesn't bother you. How? So do you still do the like the Exoticas or whatever? You're just totally out of the porn thing.
No,
together?
I just did an Exotica DC last year. Yeah, that's nice to say. Last year, it's New Year. Yes.
Yeah. So you still do the Exoticas?
Yes, I mean, I have a book out and I have stuff out. So.
But over the last few years, especially since OnlyFans came in, how has OnlyFans changed the porn industry?
I don't know. I mean, I had OnlyFans when it first came out, and I was just getting my phone bill paid from that, so I wasn't really participating.
Why do your phone? All you do is get your phone bill paid?
Yeah, no, because I wasn't doing anything, but I had it since 2017, so I was like, oh, my phone bill, money coming in, whatever. And my phone bill was real high. It was like $700 because I call international with my family all the time. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but then once I started participating, then yeah, it kind of increased. So yeah. It's okay.
So now your OnlyFans is popping.
Do like it's popping, but it's like I'm only doing OnlyFans by myself. So I feed myself, I do shit with myself, whatever.
You only do it by yourself. So let me ask you something real quick, because a lot of the thing that's trending, a lot of people have been talking about this week. I'll see if you're up to speed. Is CardiB suing a YouTuber? So
I didn't hear about that.
That has been the big story. You are so off the grid, like you just be doing your own thing.
I mean, I watch the fucking ID channel all day. No, I want to see who killed who back in the day. Like I don't.
Back in the day, yeah, because those stories do be real.
No, yes, they are. But I'm more like I'm a geek type of person. Like I'm a travel channel. Like I'm a ghost hunter. People like I'm super geek.
Since you watch the ID channel, so I will definitely ask you this. I know for a fact, since you have accumulated a lot of stalkers and crazies. So lot. So was there a time, because there's been a lot of, unfortunately, recently it's been a lot of females meeting their demise by going to meet someone, getting with someone offline or what have you. It's been happening a lot lately. Young women have been doing it. Have you ever gotten to that situation where it seemed dangerous to you, or were you escaping dangerous situation?
It was I only fear God, honestly. Like honestly, like I just feel like if I'm gonna walk into some situation, which I've been kidnapped, that's why you can get the book. But in reality, I just feel like, and I told the nigga, I was like, one time I went pistol whipped, and I told him, like, if you're gonna shoot me, motherfucker, like you need to, like, I'm Russian, I'll be like, just shoot me now, but don't fucking bitch.
Yeah, you Russians is crazy.
I'll be like, don't do this with the gun, nigga. If you're gonna point the gun at me, you better shoot that bitch.
Right.
Straight up, like, no, because that's not a joke.
Right.
If you're gonna do this to my face, you better shoot that bitch. If you're not gonna shoot that bitch, we're gonna have a problem. So I'm a feisty motherfucker. So before a motherfucker try to like kidnap me, dude, I'm not just gonna sit there and just be like, oh well, what we do now, motherfucker? No. Like, so I've been in those situations. I've been approached by pimps. I've been tried to be kidnapped by pimps. I've been kidnapped before by a pimp. And I got the fuck away. But one time I did make a pimp a lot of money and all that. But as far as stalkers, yes, I had a stalker stalking me and telling me he was gonna kill me and all that. And back then it was that I was still in Chicago, so that was like maybe 8 years ago. So the laws wasn't like so quick on it, because you tell the police, they're like, well, he ain't doing nothing, he just talking shit. Right. I'm like, he's saying he's going to come to my house and kill me, and he knows where I live. So what the fuck you talking about? So no, they passed the laws now, but back then I just said fuck it. Like, I wasn't scared because I just feel like a person that's gonna come kill you, they come silent. They don't do all that. Right. The motherfucker that do all that, you can take him out. A motherfucker killers don't tell you they're a killer. They're just gonna come and kill you. Sorry. To tell you the truth.
Was that the only incident? Because like I said, man, once you got into porn,
the most real.
You was in high demand.
No, that was the most real incident because I knew the dude. So I wasn't hiding, man, but you looking through emails and people talking all this crap, you just ignore it. The minute you give it life, you give it life. You see what I mean, ladies? Don't give it life. Because once you give it life, then they believe it's real. Most actresses in Hollywood, the white women, the blondes, they reply to the crazy motherfuckers. They reply to the letters. They wrote back. So now they felt it's real. We have a connection. No, we don't, motherfucker. We don't have no fucking connection. Don't reply. Once you reply, they feel like, yeah, she feeling me or whatever. Don't reply. Like once I feel something, like I just block them. Don't reply. And that's the way I deal with it.
Okay, so one last thing. So
can I see your pretty face? Like,
can you see my pretty face? Yeah. After I get off air, I'll call you.
Oh, whatever.
I'll FaceTime you when I get off air.
Pretty no more. Who knows? Like,
come on, man. You already know me now. The handsome looks ain't going nowhere.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, so that's a New York accent, right? Whatever.
Yeah, you know it.
I mean, like, I do my different accents.
One more thing.
Like,
do you still have? You still got the friends in the porn industry? Because I know I still fuck with a lot of people in the porn industry. You still got friends in there?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You never really? Friends? Yeah. You know what? You never really was close like that with people in the industry. You kind of like did your shoots and kept it pushing.
Listen to me. That's one thing about me which I don't want to relieve the way I am. I'm very secretive. I'm very private. Just because you see me get fucked by 5 dudes doesn't mean you know me. So, I fucked 5 dudes. I don't even know their name till this day. So, I mean, I don't hang out after shit.
They remember you though. You know who I spoke to. You know who I spoke to.
No. They was nice guys. Don't get me wrong. They was all nice guys. Like, listen, I just keep that professionalism. Instead of like, I never crossed that line. So it's like they was all cool. All of them was cool. I kicked it with John. He was cool, but we never fucked outside the scene.
Yeah,
like,
John's my guy.
Yeah, he's super cool. Like just to hang out with. So yeah. Like I'm Russian. I like to go. We get wasted. So we got wasted and shit at the gay club too. I was like, "What the fuck, nigga? You brought me to know." It was party of us, and there was a gay guy, and he wanted to go to the gay club. So I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it." Like, so we went to the gay club. So we turned out at the gay club in LA, but it was super turned.
One time
the bouncer was like, "You're a real pretty girl," so I was like, "Thank God you don't think I'm a Chinese." So there you go. Because I'm tall and shit. Like I was worried about because I seen some Chinese that look bad. I was like, damn. But the bouncer was like, he's looking at my ID. He's like, pretty girl. I'm like, thanks, thank you.
Yeah,
thanks.
Definitely a pretty girl. What's your OnlyFans, Beth?
Bethany XXX fans.
Bethany XXX. Hold on, I gotta put that in. Hold on. Let everybody know.
Yeah.
And so I can definitely hit you up with the for the TV series, right?
Yeah. So who am I gonna be playing there?
It's mainstream. I'll get into all that. We'll get into all that.
Okay, yeah. You don't need.
Like there's still different cast left, but I definitely want to get you in.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna definitely hook up with you afterwards.
Okay, so that's it. Like that's all you got me on. Like
yeah. So I need to have you on for it. What you want? You want to be on for longer?
Yeah, you didn't ask me about my book or nothing like that. You didn't ask about R. Kelly. That's what the book is about.
Oh, you wanted to? Oh, yeah. So definitely tell me about that. I didn't. See. You see, I didn't know that's what your book was about.
You didn't know I was in R. Kelly videos.
I know you was in R. Kelly videos, yeah, but I didn't know that.
I know Rob. I've been to his house.
Give it to me. So okay, so let me know. See, you're telling me something new. Like we never discussed that. let me know something. So
I mean,
give me
Robert, like his management was like, we all knew. Listen, the whole Chicago knew he likes younger women. In Europe, nobody gives a fuck.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? As long as she's not
in Hollywood, no one cares.
No, listen, as long as she got her period, like she's 13, 14, that's a little young. But in Europe, nobody cares. In America, I'll say, no, listen, it's the truth. Models are 14, 15 years old, and they just put the makeup on them and they just look like grown women. 14 years old, you can have a Maybelline contract right now. So he liked younger women. In Europe, there is no Sagittarius shit at all. So as long as parents agree with the whole situation, it's all good. So I'm not saying the girls he was messing with was 14, so it was just like 17. So it was just a little younger than the dude. So what?
And how old was you?
Well, the first time I met him, I was 17. That was my first video. But I didn't interact. All the liquor on set was fake. My dad signed the release form. I was a model. It's normal for models to be underage doing adult shit. But like I said, all the liquor was fake. Nobody was drinking on set. Nothing was happening. So they asked me to go to the after party. I said, no, thank you. But they did ask.
All right. So you were 17, but you're saying here when you were 17, you did not have sex with him.
I never had sex with R. Kelly.
You never had sex with him?
No, he tried and he couldn't rise to the occasion. So.
Wait a minute. The rap pie, the R&B pie piper couldn't rise to the occasion for you?
I guess I was too old. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, no, I was in his house. He actually gave me his bedroom, and that's after the hair braided video, and that's after I actually broke up with my ex and all that. So I was staying at my dad's house for a couple of months. So I was kind of depressed. So I was like, fuck it. I just did this video. Let me just hang out at the fucking R. Kelly's house. I had like a piece of shit car back from the Range Rover. You know how that goes. You going through some shit. So anyways, I go there. He's like, whatever you want, whatever. And he was super extra with it. But this is the thing. R. Kelly Robert is one of the most intimidated men. Fuck that. He's the only man that intimidated me ever in my life.
The only man that intimidated you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say something funny. So, you mean to tell me Ray J didn't intimidate you?
No comment on that one. Come on now. Come on. I love Ray J, but come on now. I'm talking about intimidation on some real shit.
So, how did R. Kelly intimidate you? Just his
being
aura, in his aura?
His aura was just all the way deep, and I'm a spiritual person, even though I didn't know that at a young age, but you feel vibes, even though I didn't believe in vibes. Still, if it's if I feel something ain't right, I'm like, I'm getting out of here, so it's just I had to touch him in one of the videos, I'm I don't know shit about hair, but I had to touch him and shit, trying to pretend to braid his hair, but it's just his energy was just thick, not in a good way, you know what I mean? I was just man, this nigga is on some of that shit. So I mean, like I said, I don't judge. I'm not God, so there you go.
Right, and you didn't get so you wasn't offended when he couldn't rise to the occasion?
First of all, I'm in R. Kelly's house.
Right.
He comes in there because he thinks his house is like a haunted house. You come in there, there's at least 20 people on site, but you don't see nobody.
Right.
He's just it's just a hotel room. He's take the phone call and call for food or anything you need. You need tampons to give it to you. You need anything to give it to you. So all you hear is people running around, but you don't see anybody. So it's like a haunted house.
What the?
Yeah, so it's you in a mansion, but you will not see anybody because he don't want to be seen by nobody. And he don't want nobody to see his guests. That's some weird shit.
Wow. So
yeah, I know there's people there, but I don't see nobody. As they don't see me neither.
Why? Because it was dark?
No, because he told them, all the people, the maids and the cooks, Whatever you do, drop it off at the door. Don't be seen.
What the fuck?
Yes, the nigga really thought it's like a haunted house. Like, it's like, drop off the food, just don't look at me, motherfucker. Like, that type of shit. Don't look at my guests, that type of shit.
So
there was people there. I never seen no security. I never seen no maids. I never seen no cook. And the
did you see other girls?
No, and I'm pretty sure there was other girls there, and I didn't see nobody.
And you never saw any other girls when you were there?
Nope. And one time I was like, you know what? Let me explore this shit. So I went, I'm a female. He told me, he called me. He's like, I'm going to the gym. And I think I picked out the window and I saw the motherfucker going to the fucking limo, going to the gym. I don't know why you need a limo to go to the gym, but whatever. So, I started walking around the house because everybody's like riding around like mouses. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, let me just explore.
So now you were never held. So you see the things that are going on with him now, right? You were never held captive. You were never forced to stay there.
Nope.
None of that, right?
Nope. The fucking door was right there. I could have just fucking left in my hoopty that I came in.
So when you hear all these stories, going on with the R. Kelly thing, what do you think?
Money hungry.
When the women saying they were locked in and they were forced to stay.
Bullshit. It's a R. Kelly. Not gangster next door. This nigga don't even have a license to carry a gun. Stop it. Nobody put a gun to your head and told you to stay there.
I believe it. I definitely say the same thing. I believe that these parents wanted them.
And I don't care.
These parents wanted them daughters there.
First of all, he paid for their bills. He paid for your cell phone. You can just call 911. What the fuck? Why would a man pay for your cell phone if he caught you copped it somewhere? That don't make no sense to me. Like, they just want money, and when the money ran out, they just be like, "Fuck this, nigga."
That's what I said. When the money ran out, all of a sudden they trying to. It's like
I mean, like I said, Robert is a character. He want to pee on you. He want to do some sexual shit. I mean, you probably hold on. You probably not gonna be comfortable of doing. Yeah, right. See, I'm doing a pee right now, so I hope your podcast can do it. See,
Bethany Benz is peeing on my podcast. Tell me I'm not the shit.
Fuck you. So what? So I know why I want to lick me after that. So what? It doesn't matter. There's a lot of guys.
Tell me I'm not that nigga. Bethany Benz is peeing on my podcast. What? Ain't none of y'all got that. This is some exclusive shit. And
I'm gonna baby wipe it because nobody's licking it off. So there you go.
Hey.
Fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna hand sanitize because you got me fucked up. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
No, but I mean, listen, this is why I like New York people because listen, Robert Kelly is not an innocent man by all counts.
Right.
But guess what? Who is? But as far as he's not a rapist. He's not a pedophile. Pedophile to me is somebody that has sex with kids. He didn't have sex with kids. He had sex with girls that was young. Willingly young. So honestly, those should be very, very limited charges.
Did he force? Did you think he forced any female ever?
Listen, R. Kelly, Robert doesn't even have the personality to talk like that. Like all that shit that they're talking about. Oh, he's aggressive. I mean, like, listen, any black man can get aggressive if they're hungry, but not aggressive enough to be like, yo, bitch. Like Robert don't even like. He's so spoken motherfucker. He's an R&B artist. I'm not saying he's a bitch. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that's not his character of what they're describing him to be. Because I was there. He could have been like, bitch, blah, blah, blah. He never, he's basically like, whatever you want to do, baby, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but then again, like, I took a shower and, yeah. It was a little surprise in the shower. So I'm in the shower.
What was in the shower, Bethany?
It was like, one of those walk-in fancy showers or whatever. So it was like an inside, like, you know, you're taking a shower, but there's a closet in the shower. So you have to be in the shower to open the closet. So I'm like, you know, I'm being nosy. I'm like, what the fuck is in the shower closet? I should never fucking open that fucking closet. Though.
You open it and tell me what you saw.
I saw kitty porn.
You saw what?
Kitty porn.
Kitty porn?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So, I mean, this is the thing. You can watch kitty porn. Yeah, I mean, that's
really?
Yes. I mean, when I say kitty porn or something, it's not legal nowhere in the United States or anywhere else by that nature. But that still doesn't mean that's what he's doing. Listen, there's a lot of men that fantasize about being with young women. Doesn't mean they're doing it. You see what I mean? Like a lot of people.
Well, what's he doing with it then, Beth?
What I'm saying is you can fantasize, okay, like being with not a child, but a young girl, right? But
yeah.
Okay, like I used to dance.
Beth,
okay.
You're trying to clean it up, Beth.
Yeah,
no. How young was these kids?
I want people to look at it from all perspectives.
I got you.
Because okay, I used to be a dancer. Like, you know, I used to be a lot of things. So as a dancer, like you are a therapist to a lot of men. And you know, I used to talk to men, and I know I'm not the type. He's like, you about 200 pounds, too fat. I'm like, dude, I don't even weigh 200. Basically, he told me I was too fat for him. So I was like, okay, what's your type? He's like, oh, the anorexic bitch right over there. I'm like, really? So, you know, so I study guys and trying to figure out, like, because some guys come to the strip just for that one anorexic chick that I think the ugliest motherfucker there. I'll be like, bitch, you need a sandwich or something? But guess what? There is dudes lying out for that look. That's the crazy.
Yeah, now.
No. This was before this.
Oh.
It's been going on. No, dude. Dudes don't change. Times change. Shit don't change.
Right.
Meaning the white boy was like, man, that girl weighed like 70 pounds. I was like, okay, so you know what? I know he wasn't going to get a dance from me, but I'm still just talking to him, just trying to figure out, you know, what it is that's so amusing to him.
So you was so for the white dude, so you was too thick for him.
Whatever, I wasn't his type, so let's just put that out the window. So I was just trying to figure out what he finds so attractive or amusing about this other female. Mm-hmm. And he just like, man, she's like 75 pounds. That's my dick just get hard. Just think, I'm like, what the for real? I'm looking at this girl. I'm like, this girl, like, you see her, you probably won't even look twice. But this girl to this guy, he'll probably give her his whole life savings and shit. So, you know, so you always have to respect people's preferences. So that's what I said. Did she look underage? Yes, she did. She was about 28. She looked like she was 12.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So, yeah, so doesn't mean you have to, you know what I mean? Some people just have that fantasy.
That fantasy.
Exactly. Not fantasy of having sex with young women. They're just attractive to that body and something about it. Like, he's like, if she weighs any more than 80 pounds, I'm going to pick up with her. I'm like, she's not even dating you. No. There is some sick people like that. And I'm not saying R. Kelly's sick. I just think he had like a preference. No. I think this is what R. Kelly was. I've been to his house. I've been in a lot of his videos. I've been a promotional model. I met Michael Jordan there. I met Michelle Kelly from Destiny's Child there. I met a lot of Judge. Whoa. Don't try to just scoot right over it. What was that? Let's rewind that. Who did you see from Destiny's Child there? Don't try to just scoot over it. Michelle, she was fucking him.
I heard that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so she was there.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm. Her skinny ass.
What?
Her skinny ass was there.
You mean Michelle falling down on 106 and Park, Michelle? Church going, Michelle?
Yes, the one from Destiny's Child, Michelle, yes.
Wow.
And she was really pretty in person, but
I heard about it.
She's super skinny though. I was like, damn, bitch, like you need a sandwich too. No, seriously,
Michelle is skinny in real life.
Yeah, but I mean she's real pretty, but I think they downplayed Destiny's Child downplayed her. Like, I think Kelly's doing good. Beyonce is doing very good. But
right.
Michelle ain't. I mean, she got married, but whatever. They downplayed her. But yeah, she was R. Kelly pipe down, whatever you want to call it.
That's saying they're confirming T. I knew it. I did hear about that.
But this is the thing. I don't think R. Kelly likes younger women. I think R. Kelly likes to mind control women. And this is the thing. Even at my age of 17, I came to this country with my father. My father never was there. Like, you know, not like he wasn't there, like taking care of me. Meaning, like, he just said. I came to this country with no English, no money.
You were pretty much a grown woman at 17.
No. I was grown woman at 13 when I came to this country because I didn't have no English. My dad just dropped me off at school and said, like, hasta la vista, baby. Like, I'm like,
what?
Yes. No relatives, no nothing. So all this empire that I built, Bethany Benz, that's all me. That's all me. So basically, people kept telling me I'm so pretty to model. I was like, man, there's better looking girls in Russia. But it's like, well, we're not in Russia, in America, they're fat. So I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
No, that's because, you know, there's beautiful girls in Russia walking around for free. So, like, my cousins, like, they blondes, they look like Paris Hilton. They models, like, for Vogue, like my cousins, like my white cousins, full blood, like Russians. Yeah, but I thought I was too fat and shit, like, so. But no, I started modeling, and first I kept just booking, making money. Right. I was like, all right. And I started, like, I saw R. Kelly on, like, before I came to this country. I was like, oh my God, I never thought I was going to meet this nigga. And girls was like jealous. I was like, what did he say to you? I'm like, it don't matter. It's a music video. You just whisper shit. Like,
right.
You know, I was always kept professional around celebrities because it's like, it's a job. I'm not a groupie. It's a job. You know, that's what girls get fucked up at. It's a job. You don't have to suck or fuck. I didn't fuck or suck anybody in no music videos that I ever did.
I heard that Weezy was pretty stuck on you.
No, that was not. He was not stuck on me. It was 3 ways set up with somebody else.
With somebody else? Mm-hmm. Well, a threesome set up.
By somebody he was fucking with. It was not coming through me. It was a girlfriend of mine. I was naive. That was before the Ray J show came out. The Ray J show was about to come out, but I was like sitting in my house, jogging off my dick, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, basically just stuck on stupid, just like, whatever. Yeah. What am I going to do? You know, what I do, like, I was a young female, and this is the thing. This is how I like to spend my days at home when I was single.
Right.
Staying the fuck out of trouble, watching TV, whatever. Learning another language. Perfecting my Russian, like, no, honestly, I'll do such shit, lame shit like that. So she calls me up. She's like, what are you doing for New Year's? I'm like, nothing. She's like, I got a new Mercedes truck. You want to drive to Atlanta? I'm like, for what? She's like, you never been to Atlanta? I'm like, so? Yeah, I was 21 years old. I just got out of, I was engaged at 18 to a bigger deal in Chicago. Yeah, got out of that. Got my own crib.
Right.
All that. So then, but, you know, I wasn't really like exploring any other, you know, dudes. I thought that was the only dick I was ever going to have. And I was crying. I'm like, oh my God, like this dick was so good. Like, what am I going to do after that? You know what a promoter told me? He's like, in 6 months, I'm going to forget him. And he was right.
So.
No, you don't understand. I was crying. I was like, what am I gonna? I was in the club. I'm like, this was the best dick. What am I gonna do? Like, oh. No, I swear to God, I was bowling in the club. I didn't give a fuck who saw me. I was like, what the fuck?
And when you were bawling for what? What was the reason you were crying again?
Because I broke up with my boyfriend because he was gonna go to the feds, and I was on a green card. I wasn't going down with him. So I was just bawling. I'm like, I have to leave him because he won't stop selling drugs and I don't want to go to jail. So I have to break up with him.
Oh, got you. So
fuck regular jail. We talking about FBI was on his ass.
Right, yeah, you definitely wasn't going down.
Yeah, and I didn't get my citizenship yet. So, you know, I can't be in that environment.
Right.
He had a brick of cocaine at all times I can say that now. He's in jail now, so figure that.
Still.
But I had nothing to do with that. So you know what I'm saying? But just me being in the house just don't look very good for my parole officer in the embassy. So yes, they're gonna be like, take your shit back to Ukraine, Russia, where the fuck you come from. So anyway, so I'm balling in the club. I'm like, this is the best dick I've had. It's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna find no nigga with a dick like this again. Like, that was a hot mess. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but anyways, so after that, I'm just staying at home. I'm like, yeah, there's no dick out there. It's good. So this bitch calls me up. She's some white girl. I don't even remember where I met her at. What the fuck did I meet this white bitch at? Some strip club party. I don't even remember where I even met her. I think it was like we was doing some coke. Like I used to do coke.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, some only white people do coke. So yeah. So she calls me up. She's like, "What are you doing, bitch?" I'm like, "What do you think I'm doing? Playing chess with myself? What do you think I'm doing?"
Right.
She's like, "Get ready. We're going to Atlanta." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "I just got a new Benz truck. I want to get some black thick." I'm like, "You better than me." She's like, "And we gonna have sex with Lil Wayne." I'm like, "No, I'm not. You will." She's like, "Yeah, that's my baby. He wants to do a threesome." I'm like, "So you seen what he look like?"
Oh, come on, Beth.
No. I swear to God, I asked her that. I'm like, "Do you know what the man look like?"
Oh, Beth.
You know what she told me? She's like, "He's a superstar." I'm like, "I don't give a shit. I will buy his album. That's good enough. I'm not fucking the motherfucker." Long story short, she convinced me to it.
Okay. And so how was that experience with the threesome?
Oh, well, I mean, it was okay. I mean, he first of all, he was leaned out of his fucking mind. I mean, whatever. I don't judge. Like, I'm not God, but I asked him straight up. He come in there with a plastic cup. I'm like, "What's in your cup?" He's like, "It's water." You come into
what was in the cup?
He won't tell us. He said it's water. It's a plastic cup in a 5-star
he just
hotel.
said water. He didn't want to tell you that it was lean.
We all homies, right? You about to fuck, right? Why wouldn't you listen? If I come into your hotel, you have a right to ask me what the fuck is in my cup.
That is true. So he said water. All right, and then
I didn't believe it. So at this point, I'm already like, he's a liar. Number one, he thinks he's Lil Wayne. He told me I look like Iman. I'm not that dark, but okay. That means you super high. I mean, no, she's a beautiful
that
woman.
lean was talking, huh?
Listen, no, she's a beautiful woman, but Iman, nigga, like, okay, I'm like, all right, we all the way off. Like, I mean, he ate my vagina pretty good, like whatever.
You had him down to eating the box? Okay.
I mean, it was what it was. It's just like the thing is, I was talked into it. I was not the connect for Lil Wayne. I was not. It was through her.
But it was but after you went, it was an okay experience. You weren't sorry.
And then he sponsored the whole trip to Atlanta because he had the concert, with Keisha Cole, that with the T-Pain. It was around that time.
Right.
So yeah, we went, we enjoyed the concert, and he sponsored the W suites for us, but he couldn't stay. So we just stayed ourselves there. And then still shit didn't go well for me. White girl enjoyed, like she want her some dick. I'm like, go ahead. She got the new truck through makeup commercial. I think it was like some promotional something that was giving out best trucks, whatever. I think she bought it herself, but whatever. Whatever. She wanted to drive. It's only 10 hours from Chicago. So we get there. I saw a dude in a VIP sucking another dude off. I was down with Atlanta. So
whoa. You did what? You saw what?
I saw on New Year's Eve, I think it was when I was 21, you do the math, but I don't even care. The first time I was in Atlanta, I was in VIP, we was vibing, shit, like shit was good. And, it's a bathroom that's unisex, so I'm trying to like go use the bathroom. Right. I see two dudes.
And I freeze. Servicing each other.
Yes. Excuse me?
servicing each other.
No,
You seem
they
to
wasn't doing the whole thing. And just one dude, doing the
right.
fellatio, and he was like, and then he stopped and he was like, "Oh, I'll be out in a minute." I was just like, "Yo," I said, "Girl, it's time to fucking go. I don't give a fuck. We out of this bitch." Like I said, Atlanta, don't listen. Anytime nigga tell me they're from Atlanta,
Every time you say from Atlanta, you say, "Nah, I'm good."
I'm not gonna put one bad egg, but yeah, Atlanta people did not. Um, you
Yeah,
don't understand. You don't understand. From all these dudes came. It was a one stool, one. It's like a one situation type of bathroom.
okay.
Nobody noticed two dudes go inside together. Like I don't understand that. And there was few females.
So yeah, so there was females. Yeah, Atlanta do be giving it up like that.
No,
Yeah,
I
Atlanta.
was too naive to see all that. So after that, well, she met up with some ballers. Like, okay, so we pretty girls. Well, it wasn't for me, for my looks. I was with the white girls, so I guess. So we was like, it was a New Year's Eve. There was a line across the street. There's a line next block, and there's no line. So we go to the no line. No brainer. So whatever.
Right,
It was like 300 a piece. We pretty girls, like 300. We ain't paying that. So we looking
right.
at each other, scratching our weeds, like, what I'm gonna do? So next thing, no, 3 seconds later, these ballers pull up. I sort of got true story. Like 7 niggas deep, like Dominican and black or something. I don't know.
Right.
Look like they got money in. They coming in. They like stay with us. So they pay $600 if they don't even know us.
Mm.
So we're like, all right. You see how that easy it was? Because I'm like, girl, I'm not staying there, and I'm not staying there. We don't stay in no lines. Fuck that.
What city was the most turned city that you've been to? And like what? Because you've been to a lot of places. What city was the most turned up city? Where do you have the most fun at? Where do you get the most craziest at in the
Where I'm
United
at,
States?
whatever city I come to, that's where I turn out at.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, I would love to party in Europe, but I haven't been. But I mean, I turn up like I mean, I'll say. I mean, I don't go out like that. I would say. I mean, listen,
Well,
anywhere I
not
go.
anymore. Not
I
anymore. But
mean, before like turned up on my face, drunk. Like what's like? Yeah, I've been there. Like we all been there. Like don't like wake up and you be like, who the fuck are these people turned up? I've been
right,
there. Too. You never
L-
been there?
L.A. The L.A. or New York? What
New
what
York.
more fun in New York? You
But no,
you
New York, I'm more cautious in New York though. Yeah. Because I know New Yorkers, you watching me, I'm watching you. So yeah, no,
right.
I keep my high top. No, but I don't trust all the motherfuckers at all. So no, not I
Mm,
don't trust them. I just know LA people get down like naughty, greedy, and crazy. So yeah, I lived in LA for 2019 the whole year before coronavirus. I still had a porn contract. I was still, doing my thing. But I retired from that industry. Not necessarily retired, took a break, whatever. But it was like I did like people don't realize I gave the industry like 10 years and nobody give a fuck, but people killing themselves because of that. So it's kind of like people don't understand.
somebody wonder. I'm going to ask. I'm going to see this question. So somebody wanted to know what is the most a celebrity paid for your company to have you with them, like to chill with you, to be with you.
Like a celebrity or can be a politician.
Sure,
I mean,
they're celebrities.
I mean,
Be
I
honest, too. I know you're going to be honest. You're
I
always
mean,
honest.
I can't be honest. You gotta read. You gotta read the book. Sorry, I can't. But it was like a lot of rap
A lot of money.
stars. No, a lot of rap stars. A lot
Okay,
of
what's the name of the book? I'm putting it in my chat.
Black Book of Bethany. It's available on Amazon.
Okay, I'm gonna go get it like right now.
You gotta get it right now
Of
and read.
course.
Oh shit!
No,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm
No,
not gonna eat it on
I
the air,
actually
but
have
I'm
names in there. Actually, yeah.
okay. No, I'm just gonna purchase it. I got to run, but I'm gonna purchase it like right now. But I'm gonna hit you up.
Okay.
Um, shortly. And I appreciate you coming on, baby.
Okay. Yes. Oh.
All right, it's Bethany Benz, y'all.
All right.
Everybody enjoyed you.
Oh.
I'm hit you up, baby. Okay.
Okay, baby.
All
Love
right, lady.
you. Bye.
Love you. This is my girl Bethany Benz. Oh Lord, have mercy. Memories, memories, memories. Memories, y'all. I'll be right back. Sheesh. Oh my God. Hold on a minute, y'all. Please. Dun-dun, dun, dun, dun. Yeah, she's good peoples. I know there's a lot of backstory to that. But we gonna keep that to ourselves. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna get into some things. Miss Bethany was like, number one, she was drinking. I'm sure she has heard about some of the things we talk about, but Bethany's ass was drinking. Hold on, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Give me 1 second. Yes, no, no, no. I'm getting ready to get into all the Nicki stuff now and all of the um everything. What's going on with the blogging world? The blogging world, everybody's suing now. So we're gonna get back into it.
We gon' get this whole club jumping. Shorty on the dance floor, shaking, thumping. Hair all crazy, high heels on.
I'll be right back,
Baby
y'all.
girl, this your song. Y'all know what it is. Baby, this ain't tricking, we got sick. Order what you want at the bar, we pops it. Hair all crazy, high heels on. Baby girl, this your song. Y'all know what it is. We gon' get this whole club jumping. Shorty on the dance floor, shaking, thumping. Hair all crazy, high heels on. Baby girl, it's your song. Y'all know what it is. Baby, this ain't tricking, we got sick. The hustler. My boy Deso, what's good, Dad? Let me scream at him for a minute. Y'all know what it is. So fly, doing my thing. C-Town in the club, making it rain. And gas in the VIP. When I step up in the club, all eyes on me. I hit the dance floor, do the swag on. Please excuse my hands, they get their grab on. 700 on the plot, 20 for the make. Try not to bump into me and make me spill my brain. Got it full of rose, check full of comma. Two stepping with a nigga, baby mama. But we can tell that he don't want no drama. It's our block, gun scotch, he only one shot. We gon' get this whole club jumping. Shorty on the dance floor, shaking, thumping. Hair all crazy, high heels on. Baby girl, it's your song.
Y'all know what it is. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. We are back. Hope y'all enjoyed that. And we about to get into it, man. I know y'all got questions. Anybody want to come up? I'll send the link in a little bit. Well, I think the Nicki single will be successful. I know it. I know at least it's going to be a good record. Like I've talked to like 3 people that's heard the record. I have not been able to hear the record as of yet, but from what I heard 3 people so far. Like my friend is a DJ, and he tried to play it for me over the phone, but it wasn't really working out that well. And then he didn't really want to turn it up too loud because he knows that I'm in the media world, and he was like, I don't want to get in trouble, this, that, and the other. So I'm trying to get him to send it to me in email and trying to get like an early copy of it so I can listen to it. I can't post it, but I'm trying to listen to it. But he did say it's a hot record. So we're gonna see. They don't know about the video. They haven't seen the video, but Three people I heard did hear the record, and they said it's a hot record. So it really depends on, you know, what's happening with the numbers. You know what I mean? So what's happening with the numbers. Suing, damn, don't do our queen like that. It's suing season, man. It's That's just the way it is, you know. But yeah, the Nicki record, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm anxious to hear, you know. Of course, everyone still says that the bars are, I mean, but the Nicki bars are always, top notch anyway. So that doesn't really surprise me at all. But they did say the bars were good. The lawsuit thing goes, I wouldn't put too much stock into it. Number one, it's not even filed in the United States. This so-called happened in Germany, and I don't even think there's any real paperwork that if it would be a little alarming to me, not as far as Nikki goes, but as far as her husband goes, if that story is true, and just to think that he's on, probation, and if he's still out here hitting people, then again, you got to think about it, that was 2019, and a lot of things have changed since then. 2019, with the way Kenny was when he first came, him and Nikki first getting together, he was very protective over Nikki. So I could definitely see that happening in 2019. Um, he seems a little bit more laid back now. But 2019, if that did happen, she's gonna have to deal with, as far as that's what happens when you marry someone that has a checkered past. Once you marry them, all their shit you got to take on too. So that's all is really listen to you about seeing green. Yeah, about seeing green. Yeah, yeah. That would have been dope. That music video that I had, the idea I had for seeing green would have been crazy. So most definitely. Yo, I enjoyed Bethany too, Jimmy. Always enjoyed Bethany. Like whenever we get up, it's always a key, as the gay guys will say. A key. Yeah, she's jokes. She's actually very funny. Like, and I think she gets funnier with every glass of wine. So, she's. I could tell she's good and drunk because she's over here texting me some crazy shit. So that needs crazy. She's crazy. Anyway, the lawsuits are part of the plot because of the timing. Yeah, I think everybody's saying that. I think everybody is saying, as far as the Nicki lawsuits go, which this lawsuit is not going to see the light of day anytime soon. So even if they do have a lawsuit, I mean, it's not even going to. They filed a lawsuit. Let's just say they filed one. Number one, right now, it's not even in. It's not. There's no paperwork in the United States. Let's just say they filed one and it gets to the United States on Monday. I mean, it's going to be a while before they even go to court for anything even based on it. Like, it takes a long time. Look how long it took Cardi B and Tasha K to get to a trial. I mean, this thing is 3 years old. So if they're filing paperwork now, nothing would happen with this for at least a year. So it's really nothing to get up in arms about. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't even worry about it. Chris Brown is a different story because Chris can say the thing with Nicki. I can always say, you know what, is probably somebody behind it. And everybody I seen, I looked on the page, the Whisper Report, because there was I see that they posted or whatever, and I know that they're gonna be fair, so I don't go to like Barbie Ken or whatever his name is. I don't go to Neighborhood Talk, and I don't. When it comes to situations like when it comes to like Nicki situations or whatever, I love my radio. Shout out to my radio. I love Millie, but I know she's really pro Nicki. So when it goes to like situations like this, and I know she's anti Cardi, so I listen to my radio, but I don't. When it comes to either Nicki or Cardi, I don't really listen to her on that because I know she doesn't really like Cardi and she loves Nicki. So I'm not really going to get a objective perspective. But I love my radio. I think it's a dope show, and I think Millie's a dope person. Um, and me and her get along very well. But I went to the Whisper Report, and then for the which one was it? Yeah, for the whole Nicki thing or whatever. And again, I don't think that's a big deal. The Chris Brown thing is a little different because Chris, he's not really popping like that right now. Like according to which report said the same thing, and I kind of agree with it because Chris got the record out now, and nobody's really saying nothing about it. You know what I mean? It's like if you're not a Chris Brown fan, you would not even know that he had a record out. You know, so I don't think that so much the conspiracy about him, even though he wants people to think, oh, every time I get ready to drop a project, but bro, you dropped your project already. What are you talking about? You dropped Iffy. I don't know whether you're dropping an album, but Chris, I think Chris Brown's best days are behind him, to be honest. Like Nicki's coming back out, people are back into her. This is the most they've been into her in a long time. Remember when she dropped Queen, it was in the middle of a hate train. So now there's not really the hate train anymore. And she's gonna drop this single. I don't know about the album. I don't even know whether this is going to be a promo single or whether this is going to be the real single. Probably depending on how it does. So we'll see. But the Chris Brown thing is kind of like where there's smoke, there's fire. We keep on hearing these things about Chris, and at some point, when you keep hearing the same thing over and over again, at some point you're like, how much of this is true? You know what I mean? I think she'll name Onika. She might name it Onika. Hey, what's up, Charles? Um, but to answer people, I was seeing people on the Whisper Report that's looking too deep into the Nicki thing. Oh, it's probably Atlantic behind it because, like they say, they blame Atlantic for everything. It's probably Atlantic behind it because TMZ printed the story, and Warner owns TMZ, and Cardi signed to Warner. Okay. First of all, there's a couple of things wrong with that statement. Number one, Cardi isn't signed to Warner. She's signed to Atlantic. She has a publishing deal with Warner. That has totally nothing to do. She's not signed to Warner. She's in a publishing deal with Warner. The second thing is, and they said, and Warner owns TMZ. That is false. You see, if there's people on these sites that don't really do research or don't really know the company, and they hear this person say that, most of them say, "Oh snap, you're right. Cardi's probably behind it. Atlantic's probably behind it." Um, um, Warner doesn't own TMZ. Fox owns TMZ. So that totally throws that theory out the way. No one's setting it up, guys. It is someone who's after a money grab. Now, it might be, you know, a bigger conglomerate. If something like that is going down where they hold a lawsuit for that long and drop it precisely during this time, it's somebody way bigger than Atlantic Records controlling that. Because Atlantic Records also got bosses, right? Atlantic Records is have to respond to Warner Music Group. Warner Music Group owns Atlantic Records, and then I'm sure there's someone who owns Warner Music Group, and that's how you track it back. You know, 13 families type stuff. So I just think sometimes people outsmart themselves and they just dig a little bit deeper than what it is. I know G said she thinks that it's um bigger, it's a bigger conglomerate that for whatever reason she just told me, oh, the Nicki Minaj situation is deeper than what people think. I don't know what they got on Kenny. Like I don't know, man. That stuff is too deep for me. I try not to get that much into it. But I just want the music to drop. And I do believe that I do believe that Tommy is going to be in the video. The guy that plays Tommy on Power, I believe he's going to be in the video, and I do believe this is going to lead to other ventures with her and 50 Cent, as far as whether it's having her song on the soundtrack of the show, or having her do a guest appearance at one of his other shows, because he just added on like 4 new shows that he's going to be doing. And I do hear that he kind of wants Nicki to be the first female, and actually the first person outside of him to do a theme song for one of his shows. So we're gonna see how that happens. Let's see about that. Let's see. And then another big story that people are talking about is the Kwame Brown. Oh, before I get into that, so yeah, the just in case people don't know, the video will be done. I do believe I went on record and saying I think Tommy is going to be in the video. I think it's gonna kind of be based around. That's why I think this song is gonna end up on Power. I think like the first episode of Power, because remember, she's releasing this right, and I think the same weekend, or maybe the weekend after that, Power Force comes out. And I believe this song is, from what I, gather, I believe this song is going to be in Power Force. Yes, what's up, Bill? I believe it's going to be in Power Force. So I mean, it is most definitely, people do have vendettas against Nicki, because like I said, man, there are people in the music industry that have a vendetta against her that they're never going to let it go. I mean, it's kind of like, look at the vendetta that Les Moonves had against Janet Jackson. He still has it to this day. So people are going to have vendettas, man. In the music business, like that's why a lot of people don't mess with the music business no more. They say it's too many politics, it's too cutthroat, it's too much greed, it's too much betrayal. So that's why a lot of these musicians, if you ask them now, if you do it over again, a lot of them say no. A lot of them would say, "Nah, I would just get into acting. I wouldn't even work. I wouldn't even done music." There's a lot of musicians that say that. They would say, if I could do it over, I would just get into movies, and then that would be that. Industry's crazy, man. Sephora has a clone. Okay, so I mean, you have to remember. So Nicki actually had 2 um people that have vendettas against her. All right. So the whole Atlantic Records thing has, people always want to tie Atlantic because Cardi is signed on Atlantic. The Atlantic thing came way before CardiB. All right. So it has the Atlantic vendetta against Nicki has nothing to do with CardiB. They just happened to sign the rapper who everyone wanted to replace Nicki. But the vendetta started from Atlantic Records, actually started when it was Warner Brother Records. And the reason why they had a vendetta against Nicki is because Nicki gave them a verbal agreement to sign with them. She was going to sign with Warner Brother Records. She gave them a verbal agreement. This is when Full Force was managing her. So Full Force takes her to ironically Kevin Liles at the time, and once she gets there, they start going over the terms and they start going over the plans what they're gonna do with her. So I think she was supposed to get like $4 million. I think her first contract would have been like $4 million. They were gonna pay Full Force, to sign over Nicki to them. They're going to give them their money so they can get out of it. And then they were going to sign Nick to like a $4 million contract, maybe like 500K up front or something like that. All right. Once they get there and start negotiating the contracts, Nicki starts reading over the contracts, and then she sees the whole um writing agreement, right? So now in the writing agreement, they wanted some of her songs, not all of them, they wanted some of her songs to be rewritten by Juelz Santana. So once Nicki sees that, and the reason why they brought in Juelz Santana is because during that time, Nicki actually, if she wasn't with Safari, she wanted to date Juelz Santana. Like, so, because when Juelz came out with the "Let It Pop, Honey," no, not that's what did he say? I'm 18 and I live a band's life. I could show you what the 80s like. I mean, when Jewels came out with that, like a lot of females were on him. So Nicki was just like really impressed by him. Nicki loved Jewels, right? So they found out that Nicki kind of was feeling Jewels. So they thought that they was going to, hey, we'll get to her through Jewels because she likes Jewels. So we're going to bring Jewels on as kind of like her co-op writer, like write some of her records. Another, like they wanted him to write like the first single or whatever, because they were like, yo, she's good, but we kind of like want. All right, so then when that happened, that's when the whole deal went down the tubes. So they figured because Nick was unsigned and because she's a girl from the hood, that she's just gonna jump at the money. However, she turned down the $4 million, and she was like, "Nah, I don't want any men." She said, "Definitely not men. Definitely don't want no men writing for me." And she was like, "I write my own lyrics, like, and you know, it's worse that you ask a man to write for me." She was like, if you had a female, like a Lauren Hill or something like that, that you said that, I might be prone to listen." Right? She said, "But you come in and talk about you want a man to write for me, that's definitely not happening." So she was like, My bars are good enough, blah, blah, blah." So Nikki walks out of the office. Now, remember, she had given them a verbal agreement that she was going to sign a contract with them, but she didn't. So they left out of there with no Nicki Minaj. That kind of embarrassed them because they was already putting out press announcements that they were signing Nicki Minaj. So that's where the beef started. Don't let anybody else tell you all the other stuff that people tell you about is garbage, right? So that's how the beef originally started. It started when it was still Warner Brothers. Now remember, Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers boss, I mean, it was Kevin Liles at the time. Who's Kevin Liles' boss? Leor Cohen. So that's where the dislike for Nick comes in at with Leor Cohen. So that's when, now remember, Leor Cohen at that time, he was sending out stuff back then. He was trying to blackball Nicki back then. If you realize why Nicki went to Atlanta is because after that happened, after she turned down Warner Brothers, Leor was putting the word out for people not to sign Nicki. Now remember, Young Money and Cash Money, they were in the South. He was telling don't know uh East Coast, record company signed Nicki Minaj. She's a fraud. She doesn't keep her word. This, that, and the other, right? So after Nicki was hanging around, New York doing the come up DVDs, this, that, and the other, once Wayne recognized her, she was with Fendi. Fendi couldn't get her really signed to a deal because Leo Cohen was behind the scenes pulling strings. So that's the reason why he felt as though she can go to Deb. I mean, so that's why she went to Deb because Deb was kind of like doing their own thing. They wasn't really up under no New York label. So Debbie had like Waka, Gucci, like all these people and south. So that's why she went south because they were kind of hating on her in New York after that whole thing with Warner Brothers. See, people don't tell y'all this. You know what I'm saying? They just want to tell you, it was because of Cardi B. It's way deeper than that. It's way that people don't understand that Nicki was around how many years? When did Cardi come out? 2018, 2017? Nicki's been rapping since what? Early 2000s, like 2003, 2004, and then she dropped her first mixtape in 2007. So people don't want they don't tell you these things because they don't know it. They're not connected. They can't tell you where the beef started. They just say, "Oh, Atlantic because Cardi signed to Atlantic." So they want to blame that beef is way before that. Way before. That's the reason why Atlantic. Now, if you want to tell me, is that the reason why Atlantic signed Cardi B and developed and created Cardi B? Yes. So people to say, oh, Cardi B was her intention was to take out Nicki. No, her intention wasn't to take out Nicki. If Cardi B never got signed, it would have been somebody else. It would have been the next Cardi B. But it just so happens that the other people that they were trying to make have a diss record against Nicki, they didn't do it. And like they tried to get the chick from the UK, and then they tried to get the other girl. Um, and those girls didn't want to sign. Pretty much, they felt as though they'd be just signing on to do a diss record, but they didn't think that their career would go anywhere. And especially you come out dissing at that time the hottest female rapper, that wasn't a good thing. You know what I mean? So, and then back then, what another thing a lot of people don't know is back then, when Nicki first came out, a lot of the females were on her side back then. Like when she first dropped, because I don't think they thought that she was gonna be that chick. So of course they was rooting for her back then. They're like, oh yeah, Nicki Minaj. That's why she always seems puzzled. Like, all of the chicks back in them was like, oh, saying, oh, yeah, we're behind you, this, that, and the other. But then when she rose to the top, that's when all of a sudden people was like, oh, you know, and they wasn't even rocking with Kim like that. Like Kim had already dissed every single female in rap, right? Every single female. But that is how the rap game works. The rap game is fickle. The rap game is fake. They want you. They root for you, and then when you become number one, they don't root for you no more. That's the way it goes. You know what I mean? All of the girls, Foxy, Kim, even Kim at first. You know what I mean? Even Kim at first, and then Queen Latifah, all them chicks was behind Nicki at first. But then when Nicki, Little Kim was like the mother, right? She was like the queen bee or whatever. So then when Nicki got on the track and was like, "Oh, you the queen, but I'm taking that crown or whatever." I'm just paraphrasing that she said on that record. Little Kim took that as disrespect, but Nicki wasn't trying to disrespect her. She was just like, "Yo," she was just doing like the men. Like Nick's always been like a male rapper. Like the male rappers was back then. That's what Jay and Nas was saying to each other. Oh, let me take that crown. You know, get off my. What did Nas say to Jay? Yo, come off that crown. I got this. You know what I mean? And then So that was just Nick just saying, yeah, you the queen, and we respect you, and you that chick, but I'm coming for the top spot now. Like basically, once you're done, like I'm like next up. You're kind of coming down toward the end of your career. You hadn't been out in what 6, 7 years when she dropped the record. You hadn't been out 6, 7 years. She wasn't trying to disrespect Little Kim. She was just basically on that competition shit, like dudes, like how the dudes were. But people just wasn't used to females doing that. But I don't understand how they not used to females doing that when Roxanne Shante dissed every single female. She dissed Queen Latifah, she dissed Salt and Pepper, she dissed everybody on one record. I mean, so but it hadn't happened in a while, so niggas a little caught up, little off guard. So that's how the beef actually started, and then Atlantic is just keeping a grudge against her. I mean, Atlantic's keeping a grudge against her. So then the whole thing with the nobody would take the payment, right? Atlantic knew that they had Cardi in development. It's Atlantic the one that said, you got to look the part. Quiet is kept. They'll never admit it, but they was like Remy's too non-marketable, basically ugly. They didn't think Remy was, Remy had her time in the game, so yeah, her status was good enough, her bars were good enough, but they were like, Remy ain't marketable. She's never been marketable. I mean, she was always out there. What a bitch! So it's the boogie down, and she was just always rough. Like niggas just came across her, and then even when she was rocking the braids, she just always came across like butchy and you know dykey. I mean, so even back then, like for many years, people thought that Remy was a dyke. I mean to use the word dyke. We'll just say lesbian. For many years, a lot of people in the game thought Remy was a lesbian. They were shocked when she got with Papoose. They were like, "What?" Like when at first, who was she with? She was with Jewels at first. Matter of fact, she used to date Jewel Santana back in the day, but people was like, "That just didn't look right." It's like they didn't look like they matched. And then when they used to hear about dudes on the road. Like then Remy was like the first female rapper. I'm gonna put that in the industry stories, but Remy used to make dudes, but she would have like all these girls with her, and then Remy was like the first female rapper that had male groupies and would be admitting it. Like the other female rappers, they had their little dudes that they would meet up with on the road or whatever, but most of the time, like most of the time Foxy was with a celebrity or whatever, and then Kim for the most part was with Biggie at first, and then she was dipping off with different celebrities. But Remy was like the first female rapper that was like had like groupie niggas that were like nobodies. I mean, and then they be up in the hotel like like men be having women groupies, and she would just like make them eat their pussy, like all her girls pussy. I'm like, yo, I used to see the girls Remy used to roll with. I'd be like, oh hell no, I ain't putting my face in that. I ain't putting my face in that shit. So because I remember the girls that Remy used to roll with, I was like, oh hell to the no. You will not see me eating that. But she used to make dudes like eat them out or whatever, and she make them eat out her whole crew. She like, oh, these groupie niggas. We got these groupie niggas up here. You know what I mean? They eating all box. They eating all our box. We just got a bunch of box eaters up here. And then she was like, oh, they don't none of them get a chance to hit. She was like, all they do is eat. All you doing is eating box. Right. So that's why people were like, she used to just like get dudes up there. Headline solo tour. The Hate Train, the reason Nicki didn't headline a solo tour in 2018. Yeah, and by that time the Hate Train was in full effect. You know what I mean? And like I said, when she after the whole before the Cardi. Like I said, the hate train started back up once um Warner kept that grudge against her. Then they were trying to pay the people to do the diss records or whatever. Once they realized that then people didn't really want to do it and they weren't really impactful people, you know what I mean? Like, because the girls that they were trying to pay to do it, they wasn't really impactful like that. So then when the whole Cardi thing, when they noticed Cardi on the internet, um, they noticed Cardi on the internet and they noticed she was getting a lot of traction just from her personality or whatever. And then they found out she did music. See, because it was the whole thing when people always bring up the 60 she it was payola because she admitted the 60,000 blah blah blah, but that 60,000 wasn't done by a record company. She wasn't signed. That 60,000 she had was her own money that she had from stripping. She had saved it up from like stripping and from hosting and shit like that. So that money was she was rapping and she was trying to get her record on the radio. But when you don't have a record label back in them days, they wasn't playing your record. You know what I mean? So she was just going around from different places, this, that, and the other. So then she was told straight up, you ain't getting your record played, in here unless you come with some paper. So, you have to remember payola is illegal now, but um back then it was still kind of illegal, but you can like under table, like you can do it like under the table, kind of speak. So then I think I don't know whether it was DJ Self, or maybe it was DJ Enough. It was one of those two. And that's when she had out that red tape or whatever the heck it was, and she had that single. And then she was like, "Yeah, it's getting a lot of traction, like in on Jamaica Avenue." Because I can remember seeing her mixtape on Jamaica Avenue back in them days. They would go and put the mixtapes inside the Coliseum, and then people would buy them out of there, whatever. And then they would buy them out of little stores, and it'd be like consignment. She'll go take them 10 mixtapes, and they would pay for them, and then see if they can sell them at whatever amount, whatever. So that's the whole 60,000. Atlantic didn't pay the radio station 60,000. Cardi B personally paid the radio station 60,000 to play the song, the single off the mixtape. So once they saw all of that happening, that's when they got up with stupid lady from VH1 and tried to get her on there because she was doing music whatever. She really didn't have a storyline. She wasn't involved with none of the dudes on there. But that's why they brought Self on there, and they kind of connected her to Self. I mean, they tried to make it like, oh, her and Self was messing around or whatever. But I don't think that was ever true because I think she was still messing with the dude in jail. But they had to make some sort of storyline. I mean, because Love and Hip Hop has to have a storyline. So they try to make some sort of storyline with that. And when once they feel as though, okay, she's light skinned, Nicki Minaj is light skinned, like Remy wasn't gonna work. Nicki Minaj is light skinned, she's light skinned, they almost, she's a little taller than Nicki, but she's short. Like we can get her to we gotta fix her teeth because they was like her teeth is fucked up. It was like, so we're gonna invest in her teeth. And you know, at that time, Cardi, her ass was not done yet. I think her boobs were done, but her ass wasn't done yet. She just had the regular, natural ass, flabby or whatever. So then that's when they were like, you're gonna get your ass done, get your teeth done, and we'll put you in development because we want you to be the new face of female rap. I mean, so even when she first got put on with Atlantic, she was like, I don't know about all that. I just want to make music and whatever. So, but then she had her music that she was doing, and that's what she kind of like got her fan base off of, was that ratchet music, and they were like, nah, we ain't not gonna be doing all that. So they totally changed her music. When she got put on, they were like, just leave everything to us. You're just gonna follow the game plan, leave everything to us, right? And then that's when the music that she was doing, because she had a lot of other music, but they were like, nah, we're not gonna be doing that music. So they game planned all that shit together. Meanwhile, Nicki didn't help the situation with the Miley Cyrus thing. Like that whole thing just really just opened up the door. Like I truly believe if Nicki never would have got with Meek, I don't think Cardi ever would have blew up. To be honest, because there really wouldn't have been any any room for her. Like Nicki would have been still popping or whatever, and it never really would have hit. I don't think it never really would have hit that hate train. But Nicki didn't make it easy with the whole Meek thing, and then the Taylor Swift, and just like a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff like that she didn't need to do. And then the fallout with Safari kind of like you know put her in a dark space for a minute. So the Meek situation was kind of messed up because she got into a big argument with her management over Meek. So they didn't want her to be with Meek. They were like, nah, just stay with Safari. Let Safari stays out of the way. You got a perfect thing going here. You're like the biggest star ever. Like he's user friendly, so to speak. He's not hard on the eyes. And then Safari, one thing about Safari, he looked good in a suit. And they would always say, "Yo, he looks good in a suit." Like, cause like when Nicki would go to her meetings, she would bring Safari with her, and Safari would dress up in a suit, but he would just play the back, like he wouldn't really say much or whatever. But and that's how they like to control you in the music industry. They like for you to be controlled. So Safari didn't really say anything, and they like that, So they're like, you should just stay with him. But Nicki was like, nah, y'all ain't gonna pick who I'm laying with, or whatever. So that was the first big fight she got into with them that management that she had. She got into a big fight with them, and then at that point in time, Nicki and Meek was like really into popping pills and shit. Allegedly, they were into popping pills heavy, whatever. And then Meek used to try to get in her ear and always want to like try to use Nicki to propel him to the front, whatever. And so that's why you would always see them out, and she would be like, "Nigga, like leave me alone" or whatever. But he was always trying to use Nicki to propel himself to the front. So then once they had that meeting telling him about, that's when Nicki moved him to Malibu or whatever she was staying at. And then she started hiring like her stylists and stuff, started working on Meek. And I believe they moved into that place, that place they end up living together that ended up getting robbed. So then when all of that shit happened with Meek, she was like in a different space. So that's why she started coming at Taylor Swift. She heard about the Miley interview or whatever. And then the record label was like, call her privately. Her management was saying, call her privately. And the record label, because, you got Miley Cyrus and her godfather is like one of the biggest, most powerful people in music. So they didn't really want no smoke like with dude. So they were just saying, yeah, just call her, whatever. That interview happened in a magazine. I was like over 2 months ago, blah blah blah. But it had just dropped. It had just dropped right before the awards. So Nicki didn't like it. Like she didn't like what Miley said. And she was like, oh, white girls need to mind their business. And then she made the comment about, skinny girls. If I was a skinny girl, Anaconda would have won or something like that. So what's the name? Taylor Swift kind of like took the high road, but when she said the shit about Miley was good or whatever, um, Miley was hosting that night, and then the dude, and like I said, if you look on YouTube, you might still be able to find it. There's another video. There's another video, and I think it said Billy Ray Cyrus's reaction to Nicki saying Yo Miley was good. And I think the camera was straight on him. I think it's a video. I don't know if it's still out there, but it was a video of the camera just on him. And when she said, "You this bitch, blah blah blah," Yo Miley was good. You could see him look down at his phone, and a lot of people assume that that was the Godfather calling him at that moment. You know what I mean? Because I remember that show was live. So if you go and look at that, they believe that that was that Godfather dude calling him. In the conversation he allegedly had with Birdman didn't go really well. And, allegedly called Nicki a a double B word, the first word being black, a ratchet black, you know what, and said she better apologize to Molly. And see, what people don't get is, what people don't understand is they look at Miley Cyrus and be like, oh, her records ain't popping. Like, Miley Cyrus ain't got no power. Listen, it don't matter. Her records don't have to pop. Miley Cyrus never has to make another record again. And she is like worshipped by Disney because Miley Cyrus pretty much saved Disney. Hannah Montana saved Disney. Disney was going down the tubes. It had a lot of lawsuits. It had a lot of behind the scenes, like sexual molestation and sexual assault cases. And Nickelodeon was on the come up. So everybody was about to be done with Disney. And then Hannah Montana dropped. And Hannah Montana pretty much saved Disney. So they're always going to worship Miley Cyrus. She's always going to be good. She don't have to make another hit record. And that's what people wasn't understanding. Like, oh, she ain't got no power. She don't even have a hit record. So, but she don't need a hit record. So that's what happened with that. So then the dude said she better apologize in public. Like, he didn't even want to get her on the phone. He was like, that ratchet black bitch better apologize to my goddaughter, or she will never make another pop hit record. Now, this is what this dude said way back then. And if you look at it back that date, Nicki has not had a pop hit record since. And she's has teamed up with a lot of different pop artists. So Birdman was like, yeah, I'm gonna get on the phone. I'm gonna tell her. And then Birdman allegedly called Nicki, and Nicki allegedly basically told him she ain't apologizing. And it just went from there. And then Meek, allegedly was in her ear like, yeah, apologize. Apologize for what? You're the queen. You're the queen. They apologize to you. We ain't apologizing. He throwing himself into times like, we ain't apologizing. We sick. Like, nigga, you ain't even got nothing to do with it. We ain't apologizing nothing. She the queen. They apologize to her. So he putting the battery on and Meek back or whatever. And then afterwards, so that's when he cut off because Nicki was gonna be working with Calvin Harris like that. So the album that came out, that's why it was such a long gap. Like in between, she ended up dropping, that album that she dropped when she was with me. Okay, so that album was pretty much already done when the breakup happened with Safari, right? When the breakup happened with Safari, that album was already completed anyway. So I guess the Pink Print or whatever dropped when she was during the split with Safari. So Nicki had already started working on Queen. And Queen was supposed to be like Calvin Harris was going to be on there, freaking Ryan Tedder. Like she had a lot of different pop artists that she was going to work with on Queen. But then she was supposed to work with Justin Bieber again. But then and freaking what's her name? Her and I don't know whether they ever came to an agreement on it, but her and Taylor was going to work on something. Her and Britney Spears, whatever. So the Queen album was going to have almost as many pop songs as Pink Friday. But then when Dude was like, "Oh, you're not going to be working with no more pop producers," all of the pop producers cut Nicki off. So that's why she had to pretty much reset, and because those dudes wasn't working with us. So then when she started doing pop records, she was noticing that the records wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? And that's when I think she first realized, like, oh shit, like, why aren't they going anywhere? Like, she did a record with Katy Perry when Katy Perry was in her prime, and Katy Perry was knocking out number one record after number one record. And ain't do nothing. They told Katy Perry, if you got the memo, if you do a record with her, you're gonna suffer the consequences. Katy Perry was like, I didn't get no memo. So Katy did swish swish with her, and they swish Katie's ass right out the door. Right after that, they were like swish nothing, and so then Katie kind of like had a breakdown. Next thing you know, she popping up with like Juice, with like what's their names, like Juicy J or whatever, and that was the end of her. Once she started doing that, that was the end of her. And then on top of that, she was beefing with the Golden Girl. She was beefing with Taylor Swift on top of that. Yeah, they was done with Katy Perry. And she did the record. And then she did the comeback record with Fergie. And Fergie's was coming off of a album that sold 6 million. So you know she was on fire. She was coming off the album Fergie had put out. The last album she had put out, she sold 6 million of that shit and had like 4 number one records off it. So that record that she did with Nicki, that record was so dope. Like that record they had together was so dope. I thought for sure that shit was just like gonna blow up. And this shit just it came out and just dropped. Like nobody played it. They didn't put on no playlisting. They pretty much just shut her out completely. And then at the same time, shut out Fergie. And Fergie wasn't even in the game. So Fergie was like, oh, she was away for a few years, had left the country, was raising her family. So she wasn't really on the music scene like that. She went and had kids, came back. So she had no idea about the hate train or whatever. She was like, I didn't know nothing about no hate train. Like, I thought she was like the most populous rapper, and she's one of my favorite rappers. So that's why I wanted to do the record with her. And Fergie made that record with Nicki, her first record. She just dropped, and then Fergie's album flopped after that. And she ain't came out since. So then, all of that stuff started building up. Then of course the beef with Drake or whatever, but that didn't have nothing to do with the hate. The hate train was already in motion because of that. And then by then, they had developed CardiB. And they started sending out the memos to the radio station. Don't give Nicki Minaj good media. Don't give her good press. You know what I mean? They start sending out the stories about how she's difficult. She's got a bad attitude. You know what I mean? So the press is something that can make or break you. Like when you have the press on your side, it's always a good thing. That's why Rihanna is always so nice to the press. Because Rihanna once came out and said the press is like it could be your best friend or it could be your worst enemy. Like it can make you or it can break you. Like if once you get the press against you, she was like, yo, it's tough to recover because they're so influential. And then once you started getting social media, that just made it worse. That just made it worse. So that's why when people say that's why Rihanna is always so nice to press. Like you rarely ever see, even if she's having a bad day or whatever, you ever rarely see her like blow press off or just go past fans and all stuff. She may only sign a couple, but I've never seen her like just say F you and just go past fans. She always makes sure she stop for pictures or whatever. She never disrespect paparazzi, media, because all it takes is for one person. So that's why all of the press loves Rihanna. So when that whole shit with social media started happening, that just made it worse because now everybody is a damn reporter. Everybody has a their own voice now with Twitter, and they feel as though they can reach out now to celebrities. So social media is kind of like a gift and a curse for a celebrity. Yeah, they can say what they want, they can address things immediately, but then you got people that now feel as though like they know you because on social media and they can address you right away. When before that, you didn't really get the chance to address a celebrity. You know what I mean? They would come out with interviews or whatever in magazines, and you had to wait on that. And by that time back in the day, by the time that magazine interview dropped, it was already a month or two old. So social media let people think. And now you got YouTube where people who don't even have degrees, never went to school, but they're able to come on and make more money than people who went to journalism school, went to communication school for doing it. Bloggers are making triple the amount of money as people that's on the freaking news, right? Blogging became the wave. So that's the reason why a lot of these people are I get it. Like that's the reason why a lot of these people are upset because if you blogging now, you got your own show, and you're like, forget it. I'll get my own show, make my own content, and comment on what I want to comment on. But so much money is being made in it now, they're turning it into the same um, monitoring and stuff that's on TV because the blogging and digital world has turned into a big business. So that's why there's so much censoring now because they're trying to regulate it. You know what I mean, like a business. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I was like standing up for the longest, and I had to piss. Oh, the new Janet doc. So I knew Janet was waiting to address all of these things and get paid for it because Janet is more old school, and all of these rumors and stuff that's been around about her for years, she was going to wait to address it on this documentary. I seen some of the stuff, like I didn't watch the documentary tonight, but I'm going to watch it anyway. Who And what is it? A two-parter? Is it a two-part series? Joy Reid. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone talks stuff about bloggers. Um, I'll get back to Jan in a minute. Everybody talks stuff about bloggers, but I definitely have to give a shout out to Joe Button. Because Joe was like one of the first rappers that was doing potting, was doing podcasting, and he stuck to his guns. He was like, "It's gonna be the new wave." And then even when people was laughing at him, like, "Oh, you're a rapper. Like, what are you doing with a podcast?" Blah blah blah. Joe was like, "I'm telling you, it's gonna be a new wave." And everybody that was on TV, and they used to laugh at bloggers, and used to, well, YouTubers wasn't really YouTubers really became popular like the last 5 years. But before that, when blogging started, everybody was like, "Oh, please, no one But then bloggers started getting credentials like Nicole Bitchy, shout out to Nicole, is one of the main reasons as well. Um, on the white side is probably Perez Hilton. On the black side is Nicole Bitchy. She was the first um blogger by themselves making six figures. The media takeout was making it, but there was a whole team. Nicole Bitchy was the first blogger, black, who and especially woman, who showed people you make a living blogging. I mean, Michael was the reason Korea took a turn, and not Justin and CBS. And that the reason her career took a turn. So she's saying, "Oh, no, oh, okay, I understand what you mean by that." Well, yeah, I mean, but I think G said that on her blog anyway. The reason why I think they did that to her was because of Michael. She was, of course, that was her brother, so she was kind of like guilty by association. And I believe the reason why they set her up on TV was because of Michael. But the incident that got her banned, got her barred, and stuff like that was that incident with Justin and CBS and Les Moonves. But the reason why they did it, yes, I believe the reason was because of Michael Jackson. But that does not exonerate Justin Timberlake. I don't mess with Justin Timberlake. And Janet always seemed as though like she's trying to like she tried to defend Justin. I don't know whether she did it in the first episode, but Justin Timberlake should not get a pass. Yeah, there was no damn wardrobe malfunction. She, like I said, the reason why she had that wardrobe malfunction is because they really couldn't. They were still Moonves and all them hated Michael Jackson. They couldn't really do. They couldn't really pin in. They really couldn't pin it on Michael. And even though those things started happening, you have to remember he kind of made it through still, even though he had lost a lot of fans. Michael had made it through, and they were upset at Michael because of the Beatles catalog. Because CBS and all of them had a big stake in Sony, and Michael bought the Beatles catalog, and he was pretty much owning half of Sony. And Janet, I heard, addressed the thing about the secret child. So she addressed all the urban legends. She doesn't have a secret child. I bet you she didn't address Bobby Brown in there, though. I wonder if she addressed Bobby Brown because her people sure was making a big old statement when Bobby Brown came out with that documentary. And Janet knows that what Bobby said in that documentary, Janet knows is true. Janet knows it's true. Yeah, Justin. She used to smash Justin. She had a fling with Justin. Yep. Stupid. One thing about Janet, like as she got older, Janet was she get him cookies up now. She get like for such a superstar, such a superstar. Like at that time, Justin Timberlake shouldn't have been hitting. I know he was big or whatever, but he should not have been hitting Janet Jackson. Like, come on, man. That's the one thing about these a lot of these superstars. Be like, why are you letting normal niggas hit? Like Rihanna, like why are you at the time, like why are you letting Travis Scott smash? Like and then there was a rumor about, even though it was never confirmed, like Clinton Dixon, like what? Like why is Rihanna even being seen with Clinton Dixon? Like that's the same dude that was with Erica Mena, God bless the dead. But even if it wasn't true, they got a picture of y'all together and y'all was going somewhere, or in a crowd, whatever. You shouldn't even be mingling with Clint Dixon. You're Rihanna. They, possibly the princess of pop. Like 13 number ones. Like, what are you doing? Wasn't even in the NBA. Dude was in the G League. Like, why you letting a nigga from the G League hit? Like, come on, man. What's up, Chris? Rihanna should not be letting a nigga like from the G League. Like it's like this. I'm not down in myself, right? But it's like I used to hang in places that Clint Dixon would go to. You know what I mean? Like me and Clint Dixon has like smashed some of the same chicks. I'm not saying nothing about myself, but me myself, I should never I should never be in a position to be able to fuck Rihanna. I'm sorry. Because if I was Rihanna, I definitely would not fuck me. Like I'm not gonna fuck a fucking dude, you know. You know what I mean? I'm like, I wouldn't fuck me if I was Rihanna. Like I would be, on a whole different, some multi-millionaires. Like, why are you fucking Clint Dixon? So if that's the case, I could have hit, because me and Clint used to hang in the same fucking circle and used to smash the same bitches. Like, come on, man. Should never, ever, ever be able to even think that you can smash Rihanna. So Janet Jackson, like I said, I mean Justin Timberlake is a star. I'm not saying that he's not a star. No, Janet would never really smash a regular person, but she has certain standards. But she would get with a celebrity quick and be ready to fuck. Like Justin Timberlake, I think was young, mad younger than her. I'm like, why are you smashing this dude? I think he was like 18, 19 at the time. Like, come on, Janet, come on. And then he ended up playing her anyway because they just used him to, you know, do this, manipulate this whole thing. And I don't, Janet probably still to this day, she never wants to come out and say Justin did it on purpose. Like she's takes the high road, but she'll just say stuff like, yeah, we practice it a lot of times. How many times did you practice that? Yeah, we practice it a lot of times. So I was a little shocked that that happened because Justin knew exactly what we had to do because we practice it a lot of times. Bitch, the nigga did it on purpose. Just stop it. The nigga did it on purpose. Like, come on, man. But Janet never want to throw nobody under the bus. Well, me and Justin, we were friends. We were friends. You were fucking. Go ahead. Uh, oh man. But nothing happened to yeah, Paul McCartney was really heated about that. He stopped talking to Michael. He stopped talking to Michael. No, Justin Timberlake blew up from it. You see, he ended up going back to the Super Bowl and went and made a mockery out of Prince. That's another reason why I don't mess with him. I'll never mess with Justin Timberlake. Once you diss Prince, that's it. We're enemies. We're enemies. I don't even know that man, and we're enemies. He he probably don't care, and he don't know, but he has an enemy in me. So if anybody asks him, "Do you have any enemies?" He'll probably say, "Nah, not that I know." Nigga, Heaven James Clark is your enemy. You talk about Prince, we are now deadly enemies, and I don't fuck with you. I don't mess with you. He don't even know I don't mess with him, and he don't care. And I've never met him, but like okay, so his former manager, I grew up with him. We went to the same school. So then there was a time when I went to Atlanta. He was working on something with Timberland, and he was in the studio. I was out in the car, but then I was like, Justin Timberlake. I seen Justin Timberlake pull up, go inside the studio, right? So then I waited like about 15 minutes. I'm like, matter of fact, I don't really fuck with him, but let me go in there. So I went in there, and then they was actually working on this is before the song. What goes around, goes around, goes around, goes around, come around. What goes around, goes around, goes around, goes around, come around. So then, they were actually working on that song. I went there and I actually saw him like do the song, but I've never met him. Whatever. I was even there looking at him like piece of shit. he said, you say you only hit Travis, hit for the beat. I don't understand that. I don't know. I don't know what Rihanna doing, man. You can't fuck Travis. Oh, typical. Yeah. The funny thing, I was thinking about Nicki today. Like, so, if I count right, I've met her 4 times. The fifth time we didn't really talk because I was just really just filming. We got hired. Like, so the fifth time that I met her was kind of like a business thing, and then she hired me and my brother. That was 2011. That's the last time I seen Nick, and she just hired us to do her. Um, she was hosting a party in Miami. That's when she was still with Safari, and she never like she didn't remember my name when she saw me that time. She was just like, say, "Yo, Long Island, yo, Long Island." Because that's one thing she did remember. Like she'll Nikki won't always remember your name, but she'll remember something about you. Like, oh yeah, you were from Long Island, or oh yeah, you worked at such and such, right? So when I when we got hired through her publicist to film, she didn't even know like it was me. And then till I started filming, and then I was like, "You remember me?" And she was just like looking, and she was like, "Yo, you from Long Island?" Right. So then she was like, "Yo, Long Island, yo, Long Island." And then I still remember the last thing she said, the last word she ever said to me in life. She was like, "Yo, Long Island, I'm a fucking problem." Right. And I can remember like before that, that's why when people thought that Young Money like created like the industry created the whole Barbie thing. I was like, nah, Nikki was creating that shit like a long time ago. Like she just didn't put it into play. Like she started out like throwing it in like in a couple of songs. I mean, she would throw in like the Barbie thing in a couple of songs, but she was creating that Barbie image way back when she was doing um the jump off, even before that. when she did that little freestyle when she was like, "Who's the best MC? Nicki Fox or Kim?" Like even when she was doing that freestyle, hit the MySpace cherrythong.com. Right, so even when she was doing that, she's kind of still creating the whole Barbie thing. You know what I mean? But she just hadn't really used it yet. So I knew she was that shit was going to be different anyway. She's just like, "Oh, I'm a problem. I'm a fucking problem." And then at the end of the night, she was like, "Yo, Long Island, where my footage?" I was trying to creep out the door with it because I was gonna sell that shit. She was like, "Yo, Long Island, where my footage? Where my footage?" So then me and my brother had to give her the tape because that's back when we were still recording on tapes. We were still recording we had the video camera, but we were using like the tapes back then. This is before it even switched over to digital. And she's like, "Where my footage? My footage." So I'm sure she still has that. Like I don't know whether she threw that. She's gonna throw that in a documentary, but she still has that. So when y'all see that out, y'all know that your boy is the one who filmed that. It's the party at it was at I believe Live. I think it was Live so long ago. But it was in Miami, and it was a New Year's Eve party, and her and Safari was hosting. I think this was her first New Year's Eve party that she hosted, and her and Safari was hosting. And I still remember that day because it was three New Year's Eve parties going on, and I was in the filming that one. Trey Songz threw one. He actually came by earlier that day to see Nicki, and Diddy. So Diddy was throwing one. Then there was one that Nicki was hosting, and then Trey Songz was throwing one. Yep, that's how I always remember that day. Nicki said there was an angry bay inside of her named Roman. There was an angry boy. Well, that's just her playing. That's her playing on the whole bisexual thing. Like Nicki's always played on that. You know what I mean? That's coming out the gate. She's always played on that. She saw the transition. She saw what was going on. An angry boy. So that's what connects the Bobs, the boy Bobs. Roman. He's supposed to be like a gay guy, a gay boy, or whatever. So that's what ends up connecting the boy Bobs. The ones that are gay. I'm sure there's some boy Bobs that aren't gay. I mean, I guess. I guess. But most of the boy Bobs are probably gay, and then she was just using that. Because remember, at first she tried to come across like she was bisexual, but that's just marketing. It's just marketing. I mean, Prince used to do the same thing. Prince is far from bisexual or homosexual as you can get, but he played it. He played the role because he knew that he had homosexual fans. And he knew he had bisexual fans, so he was never going to come out like, "No, I'm not bisexual. I'm not homosexual either." He's just gonna let them think, "Oh man, maybe he's bisexual, maybe he's homosexual." And he go and put finger waves in his hair. Like Prince would do stuff to make you think he's probably bisexual. That Polish R-word, yeah. I mean, well, there is a Roman, Roman Polanski, right? Yeah, she used him as a. I think that he's like a. I think he's like a British director or something like that. But that's just really just the name. Just really just like use the name. That's all a part of her characters. Barbie, Nikki Lewinsky, you know, Roman Pulowski, whatever the heck his name was. But yeah, it's all a part about that. Yeah, Nikki's a spitter, man. Nikki is definitely a spitter. My 5 favorite Nikki verses is probably the Somebody Else collab. That's because she was talking that Queen shit. Guilty is what you felt now. I'm on Queens for Brooklyn. I'm on the belt now. I mean, and so I could relate to that because I used to drive on the belt every day. Left Queens to Brooklyn. I'm on the belt now. So I used to love that because I could resonate to it. Because back when that came out, I was just like, oh, I remember driving on the Belt Parkway every day. So I fucking love that collab. I like the Sea and Green a lot. It's not my favorite, but the Trey songs, shit, the collab with Trey songs, I liked it because she scat rapped on it. I'm to the Benz, B to the Benz, B to the Benz. I'm gonna get to my friends. So I'm gonna paka, 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 oh me paka. Like I like when she like they used to call that scat rapping, and then she was scat rap on that. I like that. 'Cause I love the joint. I love the Fergie joint, even though the Fergie joint with Wood in the Hood. I loved the Fergie shit. She killed that, but now I ain't seen young Nicki in a week because the reason why I liked it is because she had stopped doing the Barbie shit for a minute. Like all on the pink print, she didn't really do the Barbie joints, right? She didn't really use the Barbie voice. And then when she came back with the shit with Fergie, and then she did, I'm like, yes, the Barbie voice is back. I mean, no, I'm in young Nicki in a week. In the week. I love when she goes back to the Barbie shit. Fractions, a lot of people like fractions. I wasn't really high on it. Like I don't like hearing Nicki rhyme slow. I think that's the only thing. I like hearing Nicki rhyme fast. I didn't like fractions. Number one, I didn't like the beat because it was the same beat as Marcy. Go along, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. And then I just don't like hearing Nicki rhyme slow. I mean, of course, her bars were sick, but I don't like hearing Nicki rhyme slow. And what else? Only other thing is, like I said, we'll be getting ready for that. Yo, Bethany is crazy. Um, Girl, go to bed. This girl's nuts. Yeah, I think a whole lot of. Do I think the West Coast rappers fall off? I think all the rappers fell off. To be honest, um, that's why it's gonna be so interesting to see where, what happens with Nicki's record, man. It's gonna be interesting to see because rap records, man, I don't know what's taking place. Take your ass bad. Anyway, all right, y'all. Yeah, West Coast rappers, I thought fell off a long time ago. To be honest, other than who? Kendrick. Um, what? Kendrick maybe. Six. Oh no, 6ix9ine not making music no more because he, it's finally people have finally called out them and said he's a joke. You know what I mean, he's a joke. He came out. Everybody liked seeing the train wreck. You know what I mean? Everyone liked seeing a train wreck. So that's the reason why when he first came out of jail, he was hot. People wanted to see what he's talking about. People wanted to see who was he going to continue to talk about people. You know what I mean? That's how, unfortunately, how things are now. That's the reason why a lot of rappers ain't hot no more. Like, look at the baby. It just takes one stupid comment, and now he put out music. You know what I mean, he put out music. What took them so long? Fraction was my favorite. What took who so long? Oh, what took them so long to realize he was a joke? Oh, well, everyone likes a train wreck, and everybody want, people get entertained for certain reasons. I mean, he's no, he doesn't have any rap skills, but look at all of the views his videos got. Number one, he put mad girls in the video, so the dudes love it. You know what I'm saying? He put mad girls in the video, and hold on a minute. Yeah, he put mad girls in the video, so dudes love that. And then, they want to see if he's gonna say anything. You know what I mean? And then the whole thing with you know, starting with the rappers. People love seeing that. Then he was the whole thing with Meek Mill. But then after all the antics are gone, and he can't pull any more antics, he's not talented enough. You know what I mean, to keep people entertained. Like, he's not talented at all to me, enough to keep people entertained. So they finally stopped playing into the shenanigans and said, you know what? If he's gonna make real music, then we'll listen. But if he's not, you know, nobody's got time for his antics. And all the other rappers, J. Cole, I don't know what's going on with him. Last time he put out didn't really do a lot. Oh my god. Um yeah, so this chick is tripping. So the baby, yeah, the baby is he's pretty much done after all that happened with him. And what else? Yeah, he's pretty much done. J. Cole, I don't know what's up with him. Kendrick ain't coming out. Drake is still Drake. You know what I mean? He's getting less and less exciting. I mean, Drake is getting less and less. He's getting less and less. What's the word? Indestructible. He's no longer indestructible. He's still Drake. Like, he did 600K first week, but the album before that did like 8. So he has come down a little bit. You know? And far as this lawsuit goes to any content creator, I would suggest, even when you're reposting, I was talking to a couple of blog owners earlier today. I was talking to the Whisper Report. I was talking to Some Like It Hot. I was talking to other bloggers. And I gave them this suggestion. They don't have to take it or not. I also told Choke the same thing. Even if you're going to repost something from somewhere else, I would put in that caption, this is alleged. This is alleged. You know what I mean? I cannot confirm or deny the authenticity of this tea or of this news. So that way, if you reposted TMZ and TMZ happens to be wrong later on, people can't come to you and be like, "Oh, you reposted it, you ran with it, so you didn't do your research because it ended up being wrong. You ran with it. Oh, I'm gonna tell them to sue you." I mean, so do not. I always put. I'm gonna from now on. If I get something, I'm gonna put the person's, you know, the website I got it from, and I'm gonna post and say this is alleged. Now, if it's something I know for a fact or something somebody told me, then I'm gonna say my sources or whatever. And then if it ever come out their line and they come for me, I'm giving them niggas up. I'll tell you right now, if y'all tell me you are a source and I say, oh, my source told me or whatever, I'm not saying who they are, and then it turned out to be false, they're gonna be like, so who's your source? I'm be like, Bill Kentave. Bill Kentave told me I'll fucking send you the screenshots right here. Go hit him up. That's the nigga that told me. I mean, so I ain't nobody suing me. That's for damn sure. So if y'all give me some tea, just know if you give me some tea, like, oh yeah, keep me anonymous, so and so, I'll keep you anonymous as long as you tell them the fucking truth. The moment they say, um, well, this ain't true. This ain't true. Like, who told you? I got anonymous sources. You got not anonymous sources? Yeah. Who told you this? Because this ain't true. Sincerely, sincerely loved XOXO. Shit, I ain't getting sued, nigga. You ain't suing me. Yeah, I know. Some like I said, man. All of these pages are um are fan pages, man. I just don't get it. Like all these pages are freaking fan pages, dude. And then today I saw something on like all this week. Yeah, they don't put it up. But what I'm saying, Slayer, is even if you wait for TMZ, you better not post it and not, you might better not just post TMZs and leave it at that. I'm letting people know I got this as per TMZ. So if TMZ ends up lying, that's the same thing with the Chris news. You know what I mean? If Chris Brown, it came out that he got this rape charge or whatever. TMZ is the first one to post it. If you go and repost TMZ and just don't say, oh, just say, oh, at TMZ, whatever. No, I'm saying, as per TMZ, this is what they said, but this is alleged as per TMZ. So then if TMZ ever gets sued, you're in the clear because you said to people, this is alleged. That lets them know, okay, we got to check with TMZ. uh, sincerely. Well, I got to be in it. I'm just saying, because a lot of people give me tea a lot. Like, now, I don't post tea like that on my page. Like, I'll post something every once in a while, but I'll give it to G. Like, I'll pass it to G. And if it's something that's like in the whisper reports realm, like more white, because the whisper report is more white stuff. If it's more white, I'll send it to them or whatever. But them sources, hmm, them sources, you better watch out with them sources. If you are my source and you telling me some bull dinky, when they come back to me talking about lawsuit, I'm be like, lawsuit, nope, Slayer. SLAA. Don't forget two A's. It's two A's. SLAAYAH. Yep, here go the DM right here. They told me this shit was legit. I was just repeating what they said, but this is my source right here. Go get them. You ain't suing me. Oh man. Yeah, you know what? Um, you know what, Safari? I was thinking about that today. For some reason, I found myself thinking about Beyonce. I think I was just thinking about that leg kit. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Suck on my dick. I was just thinking about Beyonce today, and I never think about Beyonce, so I don't know whether she was talking about me at the time. You're right, nigga. You know she ain't talking. I know Beyonce talking about you, nigga. Stop. In my mind, Beyonce was talking about me. In my mind, no, in my mind, Beyonce was talking about me because I was like, for some reason, I'm thinking about Beyonce, right? So I was like, is Beyonce coming out with any more music, or is she just like gonna walk around with her kids? Bethany, she said, so let me see you. Are you still handsome? Bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me. She's like, let me see your handsome face. Mm, child, some good memories. She good people, man. Um, so what research TMZ don't bother? No, TMZ does not bother. TMZ's at the point now where they don't gotta bother. They're just like, we're gonna put it out there and everybody's gonna repost it. And once they repost it, once they repost it, yeah, I'm like, go to bed, Bethany. That's the only reason why I came on. I'm like, I was sitting there chilling. She's like, baby, you free? And I'm like, who the fuck is it? 'Cause I don't think I had her new number. She was like, baby, are you free? I was about to say, oh shit, let me find out. I'm about to knock something down. But then I realized she was not in town. um, Beyonce pro black music, but I also miss her pop ballads. Yeah, I was thinking that Beyonce needs to come back with like a Beyonce needs to come back with a I think like a pop album. I need like a Ariana Grande type pop album. Now, nothing too poppy, but some the Crazy in Love, something along around Crazy in Love. Back to the Beyonce got to get back to singing. She been doing a lot of rapping and you know what I mean. She's been doing a lot of singing, rapping, sapping. My hormones are controlled. Typical. Yeah, my hormones are definitely controlled. Yeah, I want me to me more of the Crazy in Love album. I think it was called Crazy in Love, or maybe it wasn't called Crazy. I don't know what it's called, but that album. She used to do all that. All right, shit. I'm tired now, y'all. What's it here? Nicki Minaj's new song? Is she calling other female rappers out? Okay, that's a good question. Now, three people I talked to heard the record, and even though they said it's a good record, either one or two things. Either one, she didn't call other female rappers out, or two, these niggas is just too dumb to know it. And I don't think they're too dumb, but you have to remember, um, when Nicki makes records, she's always gonna say a rhyme or two that's going to make people think she's talking about people. But Nicki truly doesn't always be talking about people, but it's got to the point now where that's what fans take it as. Oh, was she throwing a shot at Megan? Oh, was she throwing a shot at Cardi? Oh, was she throwing a shot? So now every single time she drops a where well, they didn't do that to her before. If you go back and listen to her old music, Nicki was always popping shit in her records, right? And My Chick Bad, she was popping shit. I mean, but if she drops a My Chick Bad now, people be saying, "Oh, who was she talking about? Who was she? Oh, shoot, who was she talking about?" When she really wasn't talking about nobody. So I really don't think if she gets it, anybody on this record, the only person I can think she may throw a shot at is Megan, because Megan kind of came back and said something. She said, I'm sending shots, send them back or flee the scene. But the only person that really said anything since then that looked like it could have been about Nicki was Megan. And hand the money to hand the money shit, hand the money to hand the money shit, hand the money, hand the money, hand the money to hand the money, hand the money. That's like the only real song that you can be like, okay, she would take a shot. And then one of them songs on her IP, you know, the mixtape that she has put out. So I could see her maybe throwing a shot back at her, but I don't know. I don't think Nicki really thinks of them as competition anyway. Like everybody else be like, oh yeah, she's gonna go back. I can't see Nicki going back and forth with female rappers. So either he didn't notice the shots or she didn't take any shots. But he said it's a good record though. Rika, I haven't seen it. When I get off, I'm getting ready to get off of here, and I'm gonna go see it. But I did, hear about certain parts. About Michael calling her certain names, and I heard she addressed the thing about the baby, saying, "Why would she hide a child? She would never hide a daughter." And I know about the Justin Timberlake thing. She still never really threw Justin under the bus. Even though she knows it was his fault, she refused to say it. I don't know whether she said it in this one or not. I'm getting ready to go check it out, actually. Yeah, but like I said, I don't really judge no anymore on sales. Like to me, I if I like it, I'm gonna listen to it. Just like I said, the Nicki song with what's her name? The Nicki song with um what's the girl from Black Eyed Peas? That song flopped, but I listen to that song all whenever I play any Nicki music, I make sure I play the joint with Fergie. That's like near the top of my playlist, and it flopped. So the mixtape 1K sales. I thought it was 11. I thought it streamed. Oh no, I thought it streamed 33. Yeah, so 33. See, but 33K like pure sales is not really the wave anymore. But she also should have did more than 33 or whatever heck it was. Like you're Megan Thee Stallion, you should be doing more than that. But I don't really go on pure sales or whatever the number is. What did you stream? All right, you streamed 30 million or 3 million. I don't know what it came out to. But you got to remember, streams is one stream every what 1,500. Um, one stream every 15, one sale every 1,500 streams, or something like that. So, yeah, I stream a lot of music, man. That's just like the Migos album didn't really do anything. I mean, it went number two, but I thought that Migos album was amazing. That's just me, and I'm a person who don't even like the Migos. If I like a record, like I'm gonna fuck with it. Like to me, I thought Big Paper was hard. I thought Big Paper was hard. It's not me. I thought Press was hard. Like to me, that's her two hardest records. I thought, other than Bodak Yellow, I think Press was. I always play Press. I always play Big Paper. And with Nicki, I always play that joint with Fergie. That's my shit. And then on Queen, like I play Hardwired a lot. I play LLC. I probably play LLC the most out of all the records. But my Nicki album is Pink Friday. I probably play that once a week. I probably play that once a week. Let's go to the beach. Beach. Yeah, I play that album once a week. Then was that the one that was on Pink Friday? One of them white songs was on Roman Reloaded. I think Super Bass was on Roman Reloaded, but Starships was on Pink Friday. I think that's how it went. The Migos. I thought the Migos album was fire. That's just me. And you talking to about a person who does not like the Migos, but I thought that Migos album was fire. Well, what do I know? Mm. Of course, of course, I like it like that. It's a different type of song, so it had a different appeal. I didn't like it personally. My favorite Cardi record is Come Up 10 or Get Up 10. That's my favorite Cardi record ever. I probably listen to that record every day. It's not even once a week. I probably listen to that record every day because it's when I get up and I put my playlist on, it's near the top of my playlist. So I listen to that record probably every day. That is my Cardi record. And that record didn't get much, you know, that record didn't go on the charts or nothing. But to me, it's the hardest, the most heartfelt lyrics. It's the hardest lyrics. It's the hardest track to me. The way the track, it reminds me of dreams and nightmares a lot. Except she didn't say, hold on, wait a minute. You're not I was in it. That Get Up 10 is hard. That's a hard record. I loved Yikes too. Like when it first came out, I liked Yikes. I just wanted her to switch. I just wanted Yikes to have one switch up. It was just two structures. It was like 16, 16, 16, 16. Yikes. Yikes. And then she went back to it. 16, 16 bars. Yikes. I'm like, damn, I'm waiting for Nicki to change it up. Just give me one change in it. But other than that, Yikes was a fire record. Lick, what's that? Well, I'm not really into reggae in 2022. Like I loved Megan's bars in it. I thought Megan skated on it. I thought Megan really skated on it, but I'm just not into reggae in 2022. Like it reminded me of a song in like 1997. I mean, like Trillaload, Trillaload, hey, the Trillaload of girls on the bar. That's not kind of good. Missy most strong is a booty log, Trillaload of girls on the bar. Like it didn't do anything for me. I'm not into reggae in 2022. Like think. I'm like, all right. I thought you was gonna be rapping, sugar. Megan saved the record, like to me, because I don't know what that other chick was doing. Now they say she's like one of the best artists or whatever, but sweetheart, I don't know what you called yourself doing on that. Yeah, I'm not into reggae anymore. Go get with it. Oh, that's like the last reggae song. Sexy lady go forward. What was that? 2003, 2004. Get with it. Like, when I heard that combination, I'm like, please don't let it be a reggae record. Let's make it definitely not go number one on no reggae record. People are gonna have to switch up like rap records. Rap records are not going number one anymore because of the content, not necessarily, the rapper, but the content of what they're rapping about. If you most of the time, that Megan and Shensia whatever record, you're trying to make like WAP 2. And it's not gonna happen because, like I said before, WAP should have never been as big as it was. That was a lucky thing. That was lucky. They got lucky with that it ended up being as big as it was. Number one, the video did a lot about for that. Number two, everybody was anxious for Cardi to come back. They're thinking maybe this is her lead single. So people were already amped about WAP. Then you throw it in the fact that you had Kylie Jenner in the video. So people were tuning in to see what about Kylie Jenner? What's she going to be doing? Right? So you had a lot of things working in the WAP favor, and the WAP should have never went mainstream. I don't know how it did it. You know what I mean? Because the Republicans were hating it. But then when Joe Biden won, they were like playing WAP like as the congratulations song. You know? So that song is really, really big, but people are trying to make WAP too. And they trying to all talk about putting their pussy on people's faces and they think that's gonna get a number one record. It's not. You know? And most of the other rappers, I don't know, man. If this Nicki record don't go number one, man, I don't know who's gonna go number one. We gotta have to wait on Drake again. Like, is Drake the only rapper who's allowed to go number one? Oh man. Yeah, you can't really payola with that though. Like it's not. Everything ain't payola. Yo, everything is not payola. You you have to remember because the reason why you can say it is, well, if that's the case, why don't all her records go to number one? If you can use payola on one, or if you can use payola on five of them, well then what happened to the payola on press? And what happened to the payola on big paper? And what happened to the payola on the other records? So if you're gonna use payola, you use it all the time, I would think. Right? I mean, I would think you would use it all the time. And now you just use it on her solo records. So you can say, oh, every solo record she puts out goes number one. Press, they spend a lot of money on press. And they spend a lot of money on the video. So if there was going to be any record that they was going to use payola on, it would have been press because they lost money on it. So that's how I respond back to that. If I mean, you can't say um you can't say payola only when the records go number one. Now, if I could see if every single record was going number one, then you'd be like, oh, okay, like how is every single record go number one? But she's had plenty of flops, and if they're using payola, why aren't all the records like that? And why aren't there others? That's the one thing that I don't like. They're saying Atlantic uses payola, right? But then what about the other artists? They other artists, they got money invested in them too. What about Meek Mill? How come they ain't using payola for Meek? He's on Atlantic. They got other artists on there. So why aren't they popping? Isn't Dream Doll on Atlantic? Oh my god. I'm not gonna co-sign that because number one, this ain't like late '90s, early 2000s, like payola, like right now. Even before it was supposed to be illegal, but you got caught doing it, you get fined or whatever, whatever. Like you get caught doing payola now, you going to jail. Like the record company, like the wheel of the record companies going to jail. So I don't really see it being that much of a factor now. Now, if you want to tell me, see, there's a different form of payola now. Now, if you want to tell me, oh, I'm gonna get with certain advertisers, and if they advertise on the radio, like I'm gonna take certain advertisers, and then I get an ad with them or whatever, and you know what I mean, like you can take advertisement and certain records or down with certain advertisement, and then you will play that record if they buy a ad. You know what I mean? If a artist buys ads from you, right? You'll say, "Oh, I'll spin your record." You know what I mean? Now, I think that is this, because that's hard to track back. But as far as, oh yeah, I'm going to pay you money, like they don't do it no more. That's too hard to do, and it's too hard to get over with now. You know what I mean? Especially once Universal lost that law, when Universal got caught and got sued for it, a lot of people, it's kind of like the thing that happened with Cardi with suing the blogger. A lot of people were doing it under the table and not getting caught. But then when Universal got caught, a lot of people was like, "Oh snap!" Because Universal got caught doing the payola, and then they lost. They lost that lawsuit. So a lot of people after that was like, "Oh snap! I better not do it because I'm gonna get caught." So it's harder to do it now. It's just that I believe that she taps into a certain audience, and the certain audience that she taps into, she gets an extra push with that because she got the Latina audience, and she has whatever the black audience. And you have to remember something. She's popular with white people now. Like remember that whole a lot of that audience, a lot of that white audience that Nicki lost because they blackballed her, and she lost a lot of the young white girls or whatever. Boom. Cardi slid right in and took a lot of those fans. Not all of them, but a lot of the ones that aren't Nicki Minaj fans, but they were like just like rap fans, and they won't buy every single record, but once in a while they hear a good record. Oh yeah, do that, yeah, do that. And then when she got on the radio, when she got on the TV show, like a lot of white people like her. Maybe they like who knows? Maybe they laugh at her accent. Like they just like her personality. Like everybody that I've known that's been around, that's one thing that I can definitely agree with Megan about is every single person I know like 10 people now that has worked with Cardi or been around them, and they not one person has come back and was like, "Oh, I can't stand that bitch. Oh, that bitch is whack." Or is it like not one person? So I can see where she's getting the people in radio like her. You know what I mean? And she plays the game the smart way. Nikki doesn't really fuck with bloggers. You know what I mean? Like Nikki doesn't and not gonna really fuck with bloggers. She's kind of old school. Like she doesn't really do the TikTok thing or whatever. And she kind of like has her own little circle of people, and she don't care to frolic with, you know, if they're cool with her, they're cool with her, but she's not going to frolic with DJs or bloggers or media. But Cardi B, we're in 2022. Social media is big. Cardi B knows how to play the game. She doesn't really love these bloggers like that. The ones that, I already know what it is. She's gonna be cool with you because she wants to get bloggers in her back pocket. They'll they're good press. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same thing that Rihanna does, except Rihanna just does it as far as, she don't be DMing with bloggers and stuff like that and throwing parties and inviting bloggers. It's just that when she sees them, she's always nice and she's gonna make sure she's always nice. And where Beyonce probably blow them off, act like they don't exist. Jay-Z will be telling people don't film her and stuff like that. You're never gonna catch Rihanna doing that. You're never gonna say her don't film me. You know what I mean? Kim Kardashian made friends with paparazzi. She called paparazzi up and called, hey, I'm gonna be coming into the LAX today. If you want to send some guys out, you know what I mean? Chris Jenner and Kim, they've mastered the art of telling paparazzi where they're going to be and at what time. And then paparazzi be sitting there waiting. Wop, 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 wop. Picture, 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 picture. You know what I mean? They don't just be sitting there and just, oh my God, a celebrity. No, they know where these celebrities are coming in. They already know it. Because like people like the Kardashians, they call them, so, but, you know, it's the, it's gonna be interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. This era of rap is gonna be interesting to see which rapper gets to number one. Because personally, and I blame this on a lot of the people that is responsible for elevating Doja Cat. I think they're going to try to make every female rapper flop except Doja Cat. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. They are going to let every female rapper flop except Doja Cat. Yep. I think Doja Cat is getting ready to be elevated to the top dog. We'll see. We'll see. I think they sit around and watch what black people root for, what black people like to watch, you know, who black people are following, who black people are liking, who put pictures black people are double tapping, and Doja Cat right now are doubling and tripling other female rappers' streams. Right? She's doing stuff like the pop girls, which is the category she should be in my opinion. Like I said, until she makes an entire record that's all rap and starts making albums where the entire album or 90% of the album is rap, I'm never going to consider her a rapper. But because that's what people seem to want to do, they want to elevate her to a rapper. Even after her own team said, don't call her a rapper, she's more like Lady Gaga. But people just want to keep on saying rapper, rapper, rapper. So what they're gonna do is say, okay, you naggers want her to be a rapper? We got you. She gonna be the female Eminem, and she gonna hit. That's why a lot of these black folks are mad now, because Eminem got all these records and all these selling records that's never gonna be broken. So even though a lot of people don't really listen to Eminem's music like that, whatever, he can always have a claim in being the king because no male rapper has sold more records. So he's always gonna have that claim. I sold more records than anybody. You know what I mean? I sold more records than anybody. So, but again, music is not what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B fits the new generation of music. Music changes. So, they're not they don't care about this generation. Look at the people. Look at the people who's buying music. Like look how they don't respect people. They don't respect 10 years ago. They definitely don't respect 20 years ago. You know what I mean? So that's Cardi B is this generation's that this is their Nicki. Like Nicki is our generation, right? The generation before Nicki was Kim. Everybody was Kim. The generation before Kim was probably MC Light. And then the first generation was probably Roxanne Shante. Or, MC Light may have been the first generation. But then after that, went from Roxanne Shante to MC Light, went from MC Light really to Latifah, went from Latifah to Latifah pretty much carried it to Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, um, her and Kim was out around the same time, but then Lauryn Hill only made one album. Little Kim and Foxy carried it for a while. You know what I mean? Kim pretty much carried it to Nicki, but there was just a long gap in there. Music changes. So that's where everybody, just like, go listen to some of these people, some of these 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds. You go ask them who is the king or whatever of rap, and then you ask a dude my age in his 40s, go ask them who's the king of rap. The dudes that are in their 20s, they're gonna say Future, freaking Young Thug. They were going around saying Young Thug was better than Andre 3000. So there's a lane. There's a lane for these people. Oh my God. Oh, hold on. So there's still a lane. You know what I mean? There's still a lane for everybody. She only got one Grammy. Y'all like, oh, she got mad Grammys. She only got one Grammy. Oh, wow. Even before that. All right. It is 4:23 now. We out of here, y'all. Thank y'all, everybody, for chilling, coming through. Hold on. Yeah, everything's right in the IE network.